willing to sacrifice your life.
The fuck was that, Ken?
Joey Fats Radio, row 1C1.
I've been loving every second. I'm not rooting for injuries openly, but
I just pretended that was Brian Deegan.
I'm so fucking pumped. I'll be like, yeah, bitch, fuck
I will do that.
I'm gonna find him on LinkedIn and be like, "Did you punch a kid in the face? Tell me the truth."
All right, Sean brought his A game tonight. All right, okay, I like it. I like where this is going. And I don't want to put this as like a thing. Like, he wasn't a bad guy as far as
Who
we
said
know.
he was a bad guy?
I don't know, but I feel like we're painting him in this light that he was like this bad guy, and I don't want to do that. To this day, I hope you hear this. Fuck you. But rules are rules, okay? Stupid rule, but it was a rule. If you were a Crip and you were cooling in the cut, what do the Bloods do? Are they booling in the butt? Yep. Also, we are extremely juvenile, and yeah, whatever. Fuck you. All right.
I've used it. I admit it.
You fucking smacked me in the ass, you dumb fuck.
Yes.
Yeah.
You smacked me in the ass.
You smacked me in the ass, you dumb fuck. Oh, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Joey Fats Radio, row 1C1, live on the one, the only, the New Bedford Guide. It is an absolute pleasure to be back with you on this absolutely glorious Tuesday evening. Sean, you know the sun set at 7:01 tonight?
I actually did.
And it will not set before 7 o'clock until
August something?
September 11th.
No.
Kind of an easy day to remember that, unfortunately, for all the wrong reasons. I'm not going to do any tasteless 9/11 jokes tonight because we're not in that kind of mood. We could be, but we're not. But we are here. We are ready. We have a absolutely loaded show for you. Probably going to be a quicker show than normal tonight. Maybe. Who knows? We don't know. But we don't have – we do – it's loaded with a lot of nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
But depending on how quick we want to go through all that, we'll debate. But we will have a free agency wrap-up for the NFL. Not a wrap-up, but more of a just kind of state of free agency. Obviously, JSN gets the big-time deal today.
My God.
I mean, again, I get it.
I do too, and I literally just said I have to stop being that person that complains about contracts with how much the NFL salary cap goes up by leaps and bounds. But I see that number, and I'm like, what are we doing here?
It's too much. I don't know. I don't like it. I'm not a fan.
You're not a quarterback.
And listen, you know me, and this is all going to tie in because we're going to talk about. Obviously, we're going to talk about the Jalen Waddle trade. You know, a week later, basically, we've had 8 days to digest that. Hear from Waddle, hear from Peyton, hear from the Broncos, hear from everybody else, all the talking heads and their opinions, from Skip Bayless to Aqib Talib and so on and so forth. We'll get into all of that. But it's going to tie in because, again, Sean, you know me. I am not a huge fan of giving up a shit ton of capital, whether it be money or draft.
Correct.
For wide receivers. I just don't think you need to do it. And I think Denver is going to be a perfect example of how to handle a wide receiver room over the next 3 years. When you look at teams like the Cincinnati Bengals, the Minnesota Vikings, now the Seattle Seahawks, maybe the Rams will be in that same
the Rams
category.
Might lose somebody today if that rumor's true.
Which is?
Oh, you didn't hear.
I didn't.
All right, about an hour and a half ago, there is a woman claiming that essentially Puka Nacua they went on a date. He made a lot of anti-Semitic remarks to her.
Oh, geez, victimless crimes, Patty.
Then, there may have been rape-ish things going on, and he bit her viciously. And she has teeth marks in his side that she says, she went to the police and said, please take these so that way you can match his teeth to my bite marks.
Got it.
So if it is...
Well, if that's all true and well, then, hey, whatever. Maybe Pook is a little bit of a freak. But my point is how the Rams have handled their receiver room first in terms of drafts and drafting talent and paying talent, in terms of like bringing in outside talent and drafting their own talent and merging the two. And that's why they're going to be, I think, the number one team in the NFC next year. But we'll get into that. We will get into the flag football game on was it Saturday afternoon. Did you watch any of that?
I watched more of it than I'd like to admit.
I got to give Brady props. He actually looked pretty decent out there. He was.
I guarantee you 2 teams called Brady and be like, "Are you sure you're retired?"
Yeah, definitely.
100%.
I mean, he didn't look like he was like he'd slowed down at all. I mean,
no, he's been practicing like crazy.
But we'll get in. So we'll
Gronk
get in.
immediately injured after 1 literal quarter.
Yeah, 1 catch, 1 touchdown, injured. But we'll get into that flag football game. We'll talk about that because everybody's been talking about like the whole like, oh, could flag football guys, why isn't the NFL signing any of these guys and blah blah blah. It's because it's not the same, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll explain why as we roll along in the program here. We're gonna get into some NBA talk, Sean. The Lakers are on a fucking heater. LeBron is taking a back seat to everyone but himself. He's taking a back seat on the court, but you wouldn't know it the way he talks in his post-game pressers.
Yep.
We'll talk a little bit about the playoff picture coming up. The Celtics, the Pistons in the East looking like that could be – like we could have an old-school NBA-looking playoff when it comes down to the final,
does that benefit
Final
the NBA?
Four.
Does the NBA like old-school NBA playoff matchups, or does the NBA embrace the new team?
If it is Boston, L.A., the NBA is going to be popping bottles because and we'll get into their ratings and the disaster that is the NBA again as we roll along. 774-992-8702 is the number if you want to give us a call and get your thoughts on the air tonight. Leaving the phones open. Get in it. Get at us. We'll talk a little bit. Quick racing notes. Our NASCAR bets, we've yet to get a winner this year. But goddamn, if I am not sniffing around, Sean. I had, I think, 4 guys finish in the top 10 again or top 8.
So close.
On the this week. And I had Chris Buescher and Brad Keselowski to win. And Ryan Preece as my sneaky top 5 pick. Which, if the race had ended 40 laps before it did, I would have hit on I would have hit Chris Buescher as the winner and Ryan Preece in the top 5, which would have paid me off a cool 50 units. So that would have been sweet, but it didn't happen. But we are sniffing around. Our NASCAR bets are going well. I'm telling you, if you follow my bets, if you bet everybody I tell you to bet, and just say you bet them all to finish top 10. I think I've had 3 people. I think Daytona is the only race where I've had more people finish outside the top 10 than not. It's wild. My fantasy team is not reflecting that right now because I haven't been following my own advice, as I usually don't. But that and also Formula One, Japan, we'll have to pull up the Haas livery because you remember a couple weeks ago we told you that the Saudi Arabian and the Bahrain Grand Prix were canceled due to the conflict in the Middle East.
Yes.
And they canceled both of those races, and there was initially going to be a month off. And I think we had talked about it a little bit where we were like, wow, if you give these teams a month to kind of figure out these new cars, this is going to shake some shit up. Well, F1, I think, caught on to that and was like, yeah, we can't really have that happen. So they took a week off, and then they bumped up the Japanese Grand Prix to this weekend. So we will have the Japanese Grand Prix at Suzuka. And it will be fucking sweet. And Haas has a sick-ass Godzilla livery. They did a Godzilla-themed paint job, and it's fucking badass.
Is it already out?
Oh, yeah. I'll pull it up.
I was like, post it.
Yeah, I'll pull it up. I'll pull it up later when we do it because we'll do our bet segment at the end. But 774-992-8702 is the number. If you want to give us a call. Sean, let's just start with the free agency wrap. Obviously, the big news today, Jackson Smith-Njigba gets the $162 million deal, $142 million deal, $120 million guaranteed. Is that all $120 million guaranteed, or is it one of those $120 million guaranteed if he plays the 4 years, but there's a third year out or a second year out?
I'm trying to see if
are the details even out for that yet?
I doubt it, but I'm trying to see if he.
I couldn't find him earlier. I know that it was just. It was just
$120 million fully guaranteed.
Fully guaranteed, huh?
That's stupid. $168.6 million.
Stupid.
$120 million of which is fully guaranteed. I'm sorry. I don't think he's worth that much guaranteed money. I know I'm being a hypocrite by just saying whatever about Alec Pierce re-signing with the Colts for that kind of money. He's getting $13 million more than Alec Pierce. That's a crazy leap.
It's a crazy leap, but at the end of the day, I listen. I get it. You're going to have to overpay. We know this, right? Free agency is the classic. You're overpaying for mid-tier talent, no matter what.
You're paying him like a quarterback.
Right, which
Almost.
I mean, what's the salary cap up to now? 260?
Something like that.
So you figure 260, 120. I mean, that's still a big. I mean, so 120 over 4, that's 40 million a year, right? No. 40, 80, 12, that'll be 30.
No, Joey, it's even
30
more.
million a year.
It's $301.2 million this year.
Okay, so that's actually all right. So that actually is better because now, all right, that makes sense because then at 30 million a year, your number one wide receiver is eating up about 10% of your cap. That all right, that makes sense.
No. Alec Pierce is eating up 10% of your cap.
No, 120 million over 4 years is 30 million. 10% of 300 million is 30.
Yeah, but you have to talk about his regular contract. Like you're talking about guaranteed. Like if they cut him, they have to still pay
Oh,
him.
right, yeah, but I mean, I'm not.
There's
The
an
only
additional
well,
$12.5 million if they're
yeah, but the only thing we care about is the fucking guaranteed money, because we know that they're probably never going to pay him that. They're probably not going to pay him.
Fugazi.
They're not going to pay him a penny over 120. He got a $120 million contract. Let's call it what it is. We know we've seen this game with the NFL before. We know how it works. You and I have. This is our bread and butter, Sean. We're coming into our favorite time of year now. Yours more than mine.
Frustrates the fucking hell out of me.
The draft is your
Man, I hate this draft.
This draft sucks.
I don't like a lot of these kids.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. This draft is heavy on two things: defensive linemen and linebackers. That's about it. Other than that, it's very sparse, dude. This is gonna be a very diamond in the rough kind of hope you hit on somebody.
Hey, Jeremiah Love, the running back that's like projected to go like the top 6 or 7 picks. I don't even like him.
Listen, Fernando Mendoza might be the worst number 1 overall pick at quarterback I've seen in a long time.
Mendoza, there's about I don't know how true this.
And it's not because I don't think Mendoza's an okay player. I think he's a good kid. I just think like his story is better than his story is better than he is at playing.
I'm not wowed by Mendoza anymore. There's about if you want to go by the latest.
I'm glad you were at one point because I never have been.
There's been latest reports, if you follow the draft like I kind of do, 12 executives from separate NFL teams have said they have Simpson above Mendoza as their top quarterback. And I thought that was pretty telling because generally when you're deciding a top quarterback in the draft, it's like consensus, like 80-20. Most have one guy over another unless you have a year like where it's like a Cam Newton type draft, or it's a Sam fucking Bradford type draft where everyone was like, or Matt Stafford, and they're like, oh no, you have to go this guy number 1. I'm just saying Sam Bradford because Sam Bradford was like the last of the Mohicans of getting like a crazy rookie deal. I love that. The premonition, whatever that song's called.
The Gale, or the Galil.
I don't think it's called that.
Yeah, it is.
I thought it was called something different.
I'll tell you right now.
But yeah, I think this draft is weak as shit.
Yeah, it's called the Gale. Gael. It's the last of the Mohicans theme.
I thought it was something else. I'm wrong.
There is another song on that. If you look at the Last of the Mohicans soundtrack, there is another song on there.
Promissory or some shit like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, Promontory.
Thank you.
Yep.
You ever go back and watch that recently? That holds up.
It's actually on my short list because Lauren's never seen it.
Wow. She'll enjoy that.
She is not a movie person.
Maybe she won't enjoy that.
Like, she watched basically, like, you know, the bread and butter Disney movies as a kid, and that was pretty much it. She's not in, like, funny movies. She's not a big movie guy.
I'm trying to find movies that my wife will like that I've seen, but it's tough to figure, like, my wife is very much, like, typical middle-aged, like, white woman who loves murder involved with everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like, if the NFL only had rape and murder in it, I would like it a lot more.
Oh, my God, it would be so much fun.
So, like, I was looking through movies, and I was like, oh, you know what she would like?
Did he choke her while he was raping her? Because that's hot.
It was like, you know what movie she would really like? Fracture. And it was from, like, 20 years ago now. It was Ryan Gosling when he was, like, 28 years old. He plays an attorney. And Anthony Hopkins kills his
I think
wife.
I remember that.
And it was just it's a great law movie. It's a great like court movie, and Anthony Hopkins like gives himself up in the first like 10 minutes of the movie or 15 minutes of the movie.
Right.
So I'm like, have you ever seen this? And she's like, I've never even heard of it. And I was like, yeah, you were a teenager, so that makes sense.
I mean, there was a lot of movies I was watching when I was a kid that I probably shouldn't have been watching.
Oh, me too. Like
But-
I would never let my son watch some of the movies I was watching. And I was like, wow, what the hell am I doing?
I mean, it's funny. My dad used to let us watch like crazy movies. And it was always like he would watch it with us.
Yes, my dad too.
You know what I mean? So it was like,
It was
he's
much
like-
more acceptable.
Yeah, it wasn't like he wasn't just letting us like, you know, if we wanted to watch like, you know, Terminator 2, for example, my dad wasn't gonna let us just watch it by ourselves. He's like, no, I'm gonna be there to watch it with you,
Yeah.
and that was fine, and it was cool.
But you know what's cool today is that if I did that with my son or any of my kids, when they get to a certain age and I watch a movie like that with them, they can immediately go consume more of that product immediately, like online, even if I try to block it. And like they'll figure out a new way to like get to it.
crazy when you think about it.
You know what I mean? Like I have parental controls on all of his stuff, but I know he can get around shit already, which is insane. But back when we were young, it was just like, well, that's the end of the movie. Like, no way to do any more of that unless we go buy a ticket.
Right, exactly. You know, and that will and that's it. Like, but my dad always made us like watch movies like that were crazy with him. So like if there was like I remember we watched what was this? I watched some movie with like one of my babysitters one time. And you might remember this. It was a movie where this guy kidnaps this like husband and wife, and the wife ends up getting like Stockholm syndrome and falls in, like starts flirting with the kidnapper.
Was it with Kurt Russell?
I think so. And then she ends up banging him. He's got like a broken arm, and she ends up banging him, and then the husband hangs himself in the bathroom.
It was not Kurt Russell then. The Kurt Russell ends up rescuing his wife. At the end.
No, it wasn't that. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Movie. But anyway, I watched it with like one of my babysitter put it on one time, and she didn't know that scene was in there, and she like freaked out
She's like,
and like told my
"Whoa."
parents about it. Was like, I'm so sorry. Like I let them watch it. I didn't know the scene was in there. And my dad was like,
Okay.
I was like, so what? like-
I can picture your dad being like, all right,
He's like, they're boys. Who gives a shit?
It's-
They'll be fine.
it's fine.
Movie where kidnapper.
If only Paul was here to use ChatGPT, and ChatGPT must mean Babysitter number 6, the movie.
AI is gonna be 7 days. No. God damn it. 90s movie. Well, yeah, Kiefer Sutherland was the kidnapper, maybe?
Kiefer Sutherland?
Oh, yeah, The Getaway from 1994.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Hold on. Getaway, 1994 film. Yep. The cast is, Kim Basinger, Alec Baldwin, Michael Madsen, Jennifer Tilly,
Alec Baldwin.
James Woods, Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Wow.
Like, it's kind of a fucking loaded cast, dude. I'm gonna have to go back and
Jesus.
watch this. I'm gonna have to keep this up and watch
like
this.
half
later.
this cast is dead.
I know, right? But yeah, it was a really. I remember it being like a crazy movie, but my dad just being like, kind of like, what the fuck? Like, who cares? Like, but my babysitter was like, she was such a nice girl. Like, she was like probably like 5-7 years older than us, whatever. And
I've ruined his life.
she was like, oh no, what have I done? And we were just like, little did we, and like we didn't tell her, but like, yeah, we have a black box with the Spice Channel on it, so like.
It's always unscrambled.
I mean, not for nothing.
76.
This ain't shit. But I remember, like, I do remember feeling bad because I think it's Kiefer Sutherland that hangs himself.
Damn, is it?
I think it is in the bathroom, and then like I think it was Baldwin goes into the bathroom and he's hanging, and he's just like, "We gotta go." Like because he's got like a broken arm or whatever. Like, and he's just like, "Yeah, we gotta check out" or whatever. It was funny. Anyway, what were we talking about? Free agency.
Yeah, it was a free agency. It went like, hey, anyway, I saw a man hang himself in the bathroom.
Anyway, so yeah, it's there's this movie with his wife, and like, I mean, the sex scene was pretty good too. Like, she's riding him pretty good, and he like peeks around the corner, and like he can hear it, but he like moves the chair over to the door so he can like get around and like see it, and then he ends up hanging himself
Damn,
because his wife developed
rough.
Stockholm syndrome.
that's crazy.
But like, she developed Stockholm syndrome in like a matter of like like a day. It's like, all right, come on. Like you were
leaving.
you clearly had this in mind already.
Yeah,
like you've had one eye on, you had one foot out the door and the other on a banana peel.
You're like, thank God I was kidnapped. I was hoping for any excuse to get out of this relationship.
Seriously.
And that guy killed himself pretty fast too.
Yeah. Which is like, you didn't have to do all that. It was really all unnecessary, but,
I love
not as bad as the movie I watched last night, but nonetheless.
I love going back and speaking of which, this could segue into. Sorry, we're gonna talk about another movie topic right here. We talked about it off air really briefly, but I listened to a podcast, and the podcast is about just older movies we watched growing up, and the podcast was centered around Star Wars, but they don't always talk about Star Wars. But they were
What's the
talking
name of
about.
it?
God damn it, the Rise Above podcast or the Rise
Oh, okay.
Above-
I thought you knew it off top. Don't worry. You don't have to look it up.
Whatever. Anyway, sorry to them. I'm not fucking stealing their thunder or anything like that. Anyway, they talked about how the Terminator franchise has a Luke, I am your father moment.
Which is my favorite, one of my top 3 favorite movies,
And
Terminator 2.
I never thought about this because when Terminator 2 came out, I was a kid. When Terminator 1 came out, I wasn't born. Neither were you. You were not born
I was
either.
not born when Terminator 1 came out either, yes.
So in Terminator 1,
I was still -1.
I was -2. So when Terminator 1 came out,
Which, by the way,
obviously-
everybody, Sean's going to be 40 this weekend.
Hey, don't use government names or ages. But yes, it's.
I'm pretty sure they could figure it out.
Yeah, I know. It's odd.
You have
Yeah,
Facebook.
Yeah, it sucks.
Everyone's going to be wishing you a happy birthday. What, Saturday?
I don't
Is it Saturday or Sunday?
know. What's today's date?
24.
Sunday then.
Sunday.
29th, yeah.
Oh, I thought you were 28.
29th.
Well, look at me being a terrible friend. Anyway, continue.
Okay, yeah, whatever. It's a day. Oh no.
I know.
So anyway, the first Terminator, obviously Schwarzenegger, big bad, swole in that movie. He's just constantly,
Swoly moly.
hunting Sarah Connor the whole movie, and the whole movie sets you up of like, she's running. Yes, she has Kyle Reese protecting her and constantly running, and just this Terminator is unstoppable. He's chasing her the whole movie until finally get to the end. He loses an arm. He's chasing him through the machine. He's crushed, and you finally see that red eye go out, and it's just like, all right, she's finally like free. Yeah, like that's how the movie ends.
That's your little sigh of relief at the end.
The entire movie at 84.
I love the gun that he has in that too, the long barrel.
Oh my
1911.
god, that whole
so
movie
badass.
he goes into the police station. He's
One
like,
of my buddies has that exact gun, like in his collection. It's so fucking cool.
well, the whole movie, he goes to the police station. He just annihilates everybody in the police station.
Yeah.
And to go back then, when you think
17 men lost their lives that night.
yes, and you're like blown away. You're like,
Sarah, these men had wives, families.
you remember it too well. And obviously, 7 years later, you get Terminator 2. Now, Terminator 2, the production, obviously, James Cameron's making the movie. This trailer is coming to attractions, but there's not like the promotion like there is today. You don't get like online social media. You just get in movie theaters, and you get a little bit on TV, and that's it.
And you just know Schwarzenegger is back as the Terminator.
Yes, and you know Sarah Connor is back in some degree, and John Connor is born now.
Mm-hmm.
And you know there's another Terminator, and that's it.
Which, honestly, I think there's maybe like 4 or 5 sequels that are better than the original. And Terminator 2 might be the
Definitely.
best one that's like head and shoulders better than the original. And the original, because the original was so good. That and The Godfather 2. I think like those are probably, at least I've never seen The Godfather 2 or Godfather 1.
Yes, just no.
I mean,
really?
I've seen them, but I've never watched them. Like,
You mean from like beginning to end?
yeah,
full
and
focus.
I saw them
You've
when I was
seen
like
Godfather
a kid.
1 or
You know what I
2,
mean?
yeah.
They were on TV, but I don't give a shit. You know, distracting trumpets, wah wah wah. Like, you know. Anyway, but everybody always says that Godfather 1 and 2 are like Godfather 2 is better,
Godfather 2 is absolutely better.
and Godfather 1 obviously sets the bar pretty high.
Actually, I would say Dune 2 is better than Dune 1 if I'm going to be more recent too. Because
Oh yeah, okay, Dune. Yeah, that's a more recent.
and
sequel.
I watched Dune 2 the other day,
Did
and I
I
was
get
like,
through? I don't even think I've finished Dune 1 yet. I started it and then I fell asleep.
it takes a little while to get there.
Was I at work watching that? I don't remember. I mean, should I say that out loud? I was not at work watching
No,
movies.
no, you can't do that.
I never do that. It's illegal.
But in 91, when Terminator 2 comes out, 7 years later,
Mm-hmm.
you spend the first third of the movie knowing there's the T-100, which is Schwarzenegger, and the T-1000, which is, I can't think of his name.
T-800.
Oh, he's T-800. You're right. I'm sorry. T-800 is Schwarzenegger, and T-1000 is, can't think of the dude's real name.
Oh, fucking.
He's the lead singer of
He was
Phil Finn's brother.
he was the XO from the last ship. God damn it.
Can't think of his real name. Anyway, that whole beginning of that first third of that movie is you don't know their whole purpose in that movie. So you spend the entire movie being like, holy shit, you have two Terminators.
Robert Patrick.
Thank you. Robert Patrick, you have two Terminators going after John Connor, who is basically a young teenager being rebellious and like stealing shit. And then Sarah
Ripping
Connor,
dirt bikes, brat.
yeah, and Sarah Connor is in like a psych ward because nobody believes any of her shit.
John Connor's just like every time Todd comes out to fucking reprimand him, he's like, "Yo, Todd, next time you catch me on this Bumblebee, son, I'm gonna be out."
Which is hilarious, and his friend with a huge mullet.
And he's got like it's like a DS50 or
Yeah.
DS80.
His friend was like literally like an unknown savior in that movie, being like, "Nah, I've never seen him before."
Yeah.
Played it so cool. I was like, "Get the fuck
That was
outta
what's his
here."
name from Salute Your Shorts.
Yes, good
Uh,
callback.
What the fuck was his name?
Don't ask me his name. I
Not
have no
Buckwheat.
idea.
Buckwheat was his kid. What the hell was his name in Salute Your Shorts? The redheaded, the punk kid.
I don't know his name. I
Oh
have no
my
clue.
God,
I know,
dude.
yes, you were the right person.
Yeah, no, I know it's the
It
right
was
actor.
exactly the same.
But like, dude, he played the same kid in Salute Your Shorts as he does in Terminator 2, where he's just like,
He was typecast.
yep, he's like
That's okay.
bad boy. You know what I mean?
That's him.
Lying to the cops.
And
Which I mean, you should just lie to the cops anyway.
yes, and it finally gets to the scene where John Connor's in the mall and he's running
Even
in
if
that.
you know they're gonna figure it out. Lie to
Yeah.
him. Let them earn their money.
And you finally get to that scene in the back of the mall where they're running behind the scenes between stores behind the mall, and the T-1000, the T-800, they're meeting up, and Schwarzenegger's carrying the roses with a shotgun inside of it, and they're just walking at each other, and John's in the middle, and he's doing the slow motion look back and forth. And you have to realize that the audience has been preconditioned to be like, okay, T-800, definitely going to kill him. T-1000, we don't know his intentions yet. He's been looking for him, but he's just been looking for him. That's it. We don't know if he's there to protect him. He's there to kill him. We
I
don't
think
know.
though when
It's been implied.
I think when the T-1000 when T-1000 kills the cop, I think between like the music, the scenario, and how it goes down,
Yeah.
they kind of paint him as the evil one.
Don't forget, the T-800 killed like a biker.
Never killed anybody in that scene. Ran train through the biker bar, but he didn't kill anybody. Remember? And then the guy comes out, pulls the shotgun that he has. He just can't let you take the man's wheels, son.
Breaks his arm.
And then no, he just grabs the gun out of his hands and then takes his glasses and leaves.
Oh, I thought he broke his arm. I did that. I'm thinking of the wrong thing. Okay.
Nope.
I thought he killed the guy. Maybe that was the first movie.
No. He breaks the dude's hand when he puts the cigar out on his chest.
Yes.
And then he grabs. He's like, "Get him off me!" And then the guy comes up with a pool table. He throws him through the window.
Yeah.
Then he throws the guy out, over onto the oven on the stovetop.
Yes.
And then he puts the knife through the other guy's back.
Okay, a lot of almost murder.
But he doesn't kill anybody in that scene.
On scene.
That we know of. No one dies.
They all died off scene.
Yeah, no one dies on scene in that.
Um,
But Evil T-1000 clearly kills the cop. So hence why you reference him as the Evil T-1000, because he's evil. But I get what you're saying, though. In the movie, they never explicitly tell you.
So when that happens and the T-800 grabs John, turns his back to him, and takes all the bullets in the back, I guess in the movie theater back then, if you were a serious fan, you were like, holy shit, he's
Like,
there to
whoa,
protect
what
them.
the fuck is this?
And then this podcaster was saying, he's like, this was a big deal because he mentions the magazine Fangoria, which I had not heard about in forever.
Right.
And he said the writer of Fangoria was like, that was such a holy shit moment in his movie theater where he was just like, you have to understand, we all thought that they were both going to kill John Connor, and then all of a sudden he flips and he's like there to protect him now, and now you have two Terminators fighting each other to protect John Connor. And that was like such like a franchise changing, like, Luke, I am your father moment, where now the audience is like, wow, we have one on our side now.
Right.
And it was just like, I never had imagined that, obviously, because I was a kid at such a young age. But it was just like, that was a big holy shit movie.
Yeah, see, that's my
moment
thing.
back
I
in
was
the day.
6 when Terminator 2 came out. I was probably 7 or 8 by the time I first saw it.
Yeah.
And I had no conception of any of that. So, like,
Of course, me neither.
and like me and my friends, like, we always referred to the T-1000 as the evil T-1000.
Yep.
Like, I remember the kids that lived next door to Ryan. God, I can't remember their name. The Cassidy kids. They were good dudes. Their like his grandkids were there, and like their dad was he was a welder. Big grandfather was a big welder,
They were like,
and they had a
you're the
tin
welder.
of JB Weld.
Yep.
And it's like it looks like liquid metal.
Yes.
And as kids, we were like, "Oh, dude, check it out! It's from the Evil T-1000." And like we're just like plastering it on like telephone poles for no reason, like, you know what I mean? But like we always referred to him as the Evil T-1000.
Yeah.
And so I never had any like Unfortunately, I was too young to. I missed that boat.
Yeah, me too.
But I bet you're right. That probably was like a pretty big.
And that's why it was such a big deal. Probably because everyone was like, oh, you got to see this movie. Like, you remember the first one, right? And everyone's like, yeah, go see the second one.
And then the second one was even better. But even Star Wars though, like even though Star Wars came out well before I was born.
Yep.
The first 3 anyway, or 4 through 6. The original 3, as we'll call them. Those first 3, they were well before I was born, but no one had ruined it for me yet. So when I watched New Hope and then Empire and then Jedi, it was all new to me. I had never, because again, there wasn't that many spoilers. So like, I never no one at school really, none of my friends really were into it or talked about it. Right. So I never knew that like Darth Vader was Luke's father.
Me neither. When I heard that, and I was like, oh, okay. Like, it caught me by surprise. I was like, I never put those two things together because you weren't supposed to put those two things
exactly.
together.
Just like when I never put together that Emperor Palpatine was the
father of Rey or whatever the hell.
No, when you find out in was it the Clone Wars?
Oh, that he's actually the Emperor?
That he's the Emperor?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Senator Palpatine,
yes.
sorry. And you find out he's the Emperor. And I'm like, how did I not see that? Like, they perfectly cast him to look like the Emperor the whole time. Like, even talks like him. Yeah. I'm like, how did I not catch that? I was so mad at myself for not seeing that one, seeing that one coming.
See, when I was a kid, I knew the actor, like a nerd. So when I saw they casted him, and I was like, oh, that's the Emperor.
Yeah.
I knew it because I was a Star Wars nerd as a kid.
But that was like what? Like early 2000s?
That was like 2002.
Because what? Because Phantom Menace came out, what, 98? 97?
2000?
No, it was earlier than that. Phantom Menace was definitely the 90s.
Then it was 99.
Because that was when I had a fucking massive boner for Natalie Portman. I think it was 98, 99.
99. May 19th, 99. May 19th.
99.
May 19th, 1999.
That yeah, right. Memorial Day weekend was like, it was the big Memorial Day blockbuster of 99. Okay, that makes sense. But that was because I remember, like, I loved that one. The Phantom Menace was great. And actually, I really liked that 3 with Liam Neeson and
Ewan McGregor.
Ewan McGregor.
Well, Liam Neeson's barely only in it for the first one, and then he's ghost Liam Neeson, like, barely in it for the other 2.
Right, because he gets killed at the end of Phantom Menace, right?
Darth Maul, man.
Right.
Darth Maul. By the way,
Darth Maul's him.
Darth Maul back again for those who care to still be in the Star Wars universe. He's alive.
I want to care because I love Star Wars.
Nah, it kind of sucks because now.
But they've ruined it.
He talks. It's kind of, and he has robot legs, but he has like spider robot legs, so it's kind of gay.
Oh God. This is like it's like if Peter Griffin came up with the Star Wars. That's like what Disney did. They were like, "What would Peter Griffin do to the Star Wars franchise?"
The only thing,
actually, no, that's not. That's rude because Peter Griffin would probably you'd think it was sacrilegious to ruin it. But you know what I mean.
Mandalorian was great until Jon Favreau said, "I'm done" after like season 2.
I never watched it. I'm sorry. I watched the first season, the first like
Excellent.
5-6 episodes.
Excellent.
And then I think I don't know. I fell off of it and I never picked it back up.
The last season, horrible. They started bringing in like fucking who's that fat singer that thinks she's thin?
Lizzo?
Yeah, they brought in Lizzo. She was like Princess Lizzo, and I was like,
is that why South Park did the whole thing on Lizzo?
Probably. And then they brought in Jack Black, and he acts just like Jack Black, but he's part of Star Wars, and I'm like, this sucked.
Yeah,
it was so bad. And now they canceled the last season, and they made it into a Mandalorian movie, which I have zero interest in.
Yeah, I haven't. The last time I enjoyed a Star Wars movie was Rogue One.
Yeah.
Because it was the only Star Wars movie. It was one of the few movies.
Yeah.
That ended kind of the way it should, where just
that
like
Darth Vader scene goes hard.
Oh, bro, and you know what's even better is all the TikTok edits where they'll like put it to like
Metallica.
They'll put it to like Metallica.
1.
Yeah, put it to 1. That shit gets you going. Yeah.
You see the red lights that would light up, and all the people, all the poor what's the name of that people?
The Praetorian Guard.
No, is it? Yeah, it's something like that. But,
something stupid like
that.
But
the name of the planet that
Alderaan.
they're from. Yeah, the Alderaan guards, and they see the lightsaber and they're like, "We're all dead." Mm-hmm. They know it too. They're like, like it was a hell of a run.
But that was great because it was violent.
Yes,
and it was like, yeah, Star Wars with blood, and like it's like they sprinkled a little Saving Private Ryan in with Star Wars. It was awesome.
That's the number one thing fans have asked Disney for. They said, we just want a Darth Vader solo movie. You could bring back the guy who played Anakin, who did fine.
Yep.
He's old enough now where he still did it. He just did it for the Obi-Wan show. He came back and played the part, and he was great. They want a Vader movie of Vader hunting down the Jedis in between the episodes 3 and 4.
And just executing them all.
And that's literally tons of stuff right there. And they were like, Vader was just a violent, vicious assassin. And it tells you all how he's disformed and how all the Jedis that he kept fighting, he just kept getting more disfigured, but he just kept hunting them down.
Right, because he didn't like just cleanly kill them. Like he
No.
had to go up against some,
All of them. The only ones he didn't find were Yoda, Anakin, Leia.
I think Yoda
That's
just
it.
dies. He's like, I go to sleep now.
Yeah, the best. I make that joke all the time. Yoda lived through all that, and he just couldn't handle Luke's questions. He's like, oh, fuck it. Just kill me.
He's like, Luke's asking too many questions. I die now.
Yeah. And he stole a fucking Butterfinger from R2-D2. And that was it.
Like I could do Star Wars like fanfic like and fan shit all day because I do like even though I'm not like as into it as like some people that I know and like even like you probably.
Yeah.
But like I still love the genre, like the topic and the genre.
Well, they've ruined a lot of stuff.
Oh, I know they have. And I feel like if you just kicked it back to the fans and just again like but we see this all the time with Hollywood and it's just they live in such a bubble that they think only they know what's best and they don't just give the people what they want. Like
Yeah, no.
like Top Gun 2 was a perfect example. Where Tom Cruise and Jerry Bruckheimer and everybody who produced that movie,
I watched
they gave us exactly what we wanted.
I watched just the Valley scene the other day of where
When he comes in, they're like, we don't have a run scheduled.
Yes.
Start the timer, and he
Yeah.
breaks the record and,
Yes.
and does it himself.
Yeah.
And that scene is fucking incredible. But we were like, all right, it's Top Gun. What do you want? I don't know, 2 hours of F-18 porn. Done. And you're like, and here's a decent little love story, with a kid, and there's a bar, and there's some conflict, and they did great when they brought in,
John Hamm.
John Hamm was awesome in that movie. I love John Hamm.
Well, John Hamm looks like he belongs in the military or the Air Force or whatever.
And then they bring in, and then Goose's kid is there, and the whole night.
That was sad.
Dude, yeah, but it was awesome. It was so fucking good. Like, it was just such a perfect movie. Like, you're like, yeah, way to knock it out of the fucking park.
Yep.
Like, say what you will about Tom Cruise and Mel Gibson,
No.
but the motherfuckers know how to make a good movie.
You know what? People have completely 180'd on Tom Cruise again. Like, now people are like, yo, he is like the last action hero. He's getting
That's what I'm saying,
He's
because-
getting all of his Lifetime Achievement
Dude,
Awards.
name me one bad Tom Cruise movie.
I can't even his
Name me his
recent-
worst. Name me his worst movie.
Mummy.
He was in The Mummy.
The most recent Mummy, where the Mummy was a female.
Oh
It
yeah,
was-
they drop in the plane crashes in the jungle.
It was dog shit.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
It was bad. The Mummy was like, I don't know, like on her, like someone made a joke during the movie, like the Mummy was on her period, and I was like, even that joke fell flat.
Okay,
man.
but all right, so there's Tom Cruise's worst movie, arguably.
yeah,
That's it.
yeah,
He's got one stinker out of how many?
dude. Oblivion, I think, is massively underrated.
Live, Die, Repeat.
Live, Die, Repeat, another massively
Vanilla
underrated.
Sky. Eyes Wide Shut.
Eyes Wide Shut.
All the Mission Impossibles. Top Gun.
Eyes Wide Shut is
Days of Thunder might be the greatest sports movie of all
they're
time.
making another Days of Thunder.
It is in
No,
the works.
It's in post production now, I think.
No, I think they're
Thought it was.
from what I heard. And maybe this was an intentional leak. It could be in post production, but I heard that there was writers that there were people sniffing around interviewing NASCAR drivers the last couple of weeks about stories, about storylines, and what they could do to make a good story for a NASCAR movie. So I'm fucking thrilled for that because, did you watch the fucking Golden Globes or whatever it was? I didn't either, but I guess F1 won a couple awaards for
Oh, I heard
Best,
F1 won awards. Yeah,
cinematography and whatnot.
and now talking about F2.
It was not a great movie. It was good.
There's a Javier Bardem.
It was
and
it
Brad
was
Pitt.
good, but it wasn't great. It wasn't anything that I'm like I need to watch again. Days of Thunder, I can watch that on repeat every day. Basically, from the minute the Super Bowl ends until the green flag drops at Daytona, my TV is just Days of Thunder. You know what I mean? Just in the background. I'm just watching it. And
Beautiful.
it just, I can quote the shit out of it. It's, Robert Duvall, the late, great Robert Duvall. And Tom Cruise and a young fucking what's his name there? From
Step Brothers.
Step Brothers. Yeah.
John C. Reilly.
John C. Reilly. Like, there's so many good.
Who looks 40 years old in that movie?
Yeah, there's so many good actors in that movie, but like, F1 was not like that rewatchable. It was good. It was well done.
It was Brad Pitt, right?
Yeah. But like Hans Zimmer did the soundtrack, but I feel like he mailed it in on that one because
really, I love Hans Zimmer.
Oh my God, trust me, dude. Hans Zimmer between The Rock and Days of Thunder, and Transformers. I mean, what else do you need?
He didn't do Transformers,
didn't he?
I don't
No,
think
he
so.
did. He did some work on Transformers. You're right. It wasn't all Transformers. Anyway, I won't go down.
Inception. He did. He definitely did Inception.
Probably the only good part of that movie.
Yo, the soundtrack is amazing for Inception.
This is like a long running inside joke between me and my dad and my brothers. Like whenever Paul starts getting ideas, my dad will just start doing the Inception music from South Park. And then he's like, I got a goat like I pull on its tail, he's going bah! Like make the noise. But anyway, all right, enough. Did we do enough movies?
I know that was a big segue.
We did, yeah. It was
like a 40-minute segue.
Yeah,
about
right.
Movies.
You know what movies are the worst though? Football movies. I can think of like two
sometimes.
football movies that I like. 3.
Replacements.
I never even actually saw The Replacements.
I really enjoy
Keanu Reeves?
Replacements. It's funny and stupid.
Yeah, no, I'd rather watch Necessary Roughness.
It's okay. I'd rather watch Replacements.
Necessary Roughness to me is my favorite like football comedy, which just beats out The Waterboy because that was another classic.
Waterboy, you can't. Yeah.
Friday Night Lights and Remember the Titans. Other than that, like I swear to God, if one fucking person comes to me and they're like, "Do Any Given Sunday, bro,"
No.
I will fucking punch you. You know who likes Any Given Sunday? You know whose favorite like football movie that is? The guys that were playing flag football on Saturday against the professionals.
The ones that said that.
The ones that were like
they're doing steroids on the sideline.
Yeah, no, the ones that were like, they're like, "Oh, bro, I'd have been the next Randy Moss if my fucking coaching head in high school didn't fucking hate me." Whatever, bro. I was fucking nasty, dude. I was the best. I could run a 4-flat 40. I could bench 225 80 times. I could fucking I ran the shuttle in 2.4 seconds.
Hard sex.
But, my fucking head coach in high school hated me, so I didn't get to play. Joey Fats Radio, row 1, seat 1.
Hey, guys. What's up? This is Dave.
Dave, what's happening?
What's happening, Dave?
What's up, fellas? Dude,
Sorry.
You forgot about the longest yard.
Longest Yard's a good one, actually. You're right. Both of them.
Wait. All right. The second one with Sandler, there's some funny parts.
I enjoy I enjoy the Longest Yard, Sandler.
I get Brucey and shit like that makes me laugh, but like I still enjoy the original way better than the fucking second one.
Yes, so do I. Yeah. There's so many good sports movies though. The Victory. Remember Victory with Pele and
was that about the kid that
That's soccer, isn't it?
The soccer movie? Remember they played they played the Nazis. Remember they were the prisoners in the camp.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think I've ever watched Victory.
Nope, I don't think. Wasn't Victory the same? Wasn't that the one with Mark Wahlberg?
No, that's Invincible. That's
Invincible.
That's Vince
All right.
Papale.
Yeah, from the Eagles.
Who I almost met at fucking Key West.
Right. Okay, never mind. I was
Vince Papale, from the Philadelphia Eagles. Yeah, that's Invincible.
The only
Victory
walk-on...
is the soccer one when they played the Nazis. The POWs played the Nazis in the soccer game.
Oh, shit. That's crazy. Honestly.
Because you're like, oh, if we win, we're definitely dead.
You know what? That's
I don't know. Maybe Hitler couldn't pay the gas bill by then and it had gotten shut off.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think I've ever seen that movie, and I think I probably would have steered away from watching that movie just out of like guilt of watching the movie, knowing like the ending already. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to put myself through that. Because I'll feel like emotionally invested, like we beat the Nazis, and they're like, they shoot him immediately, and I'm like, why did I do this to myself? Like I fucking hate this shit.
Because it's real, Sean.
I know.
History.
From what they went through, it's a feel good story. Unfortunately, for what they had to go through and everything, it's a feel good movie. I recommend it to anybody. I was just a kid when that came out in the 70s.
Oh shit! Okay, I thought it was like recent or something. All right.
No, that was an
No,
old
no.
one. I remember that being like a thing when I was like a little kid, but I never watched it.
Yeah, another one was Raging Bull.
Oh, Raging Bull, good movie.
Okay, Robert De Niro.
Robert De Niro. Yeah, there's a lot.
I mean,
of good
Bull
boxing
Durham
movies.
was a good one. Obviously,
Bull Durham.
you know,
The Natural.
The Natural, Major League
Mm-hmm.
was unbelievably good.
Especially the first one.
There's been a lot more terrible sports movies than there have good ones, though, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
Because the problem with sports movies is that sports movies are trying to make a movie about the sport. Like if you're trying to make a movie about the NFL, there's no point because the NFL is just that compelling week to week. You don't need movies. You don't need Hollywood. The script writes itself on the field.
Well, that movie that you were just talking about, Any Given Sunday, they wanted to use the NFL logo on the teams, and then the NFL read the script and they said, absolutely not.
And they were right to do so. As soon as they
And
made
they-
Cameron
and
Diaz
they-
the cunt owner of the team, they should have been like, yeah, you're out.
Yeah, they saw the drug use in there and everything else. These guys going haywire. They were like,
Well, that was
no,
back.
No.
That was like, if you remember, do you remember watching that show on ESPN, Playmakers?
Yes.
So remember that show only went one season because ESPN was bidding for the Monday Night Football rights
Yes.
to get Monday Night Football, and
Yes.
one of the stipulations the NFL said was no more Playmakers because the NFL and ESPN had no relationship at that point.
Mhm.
And the NFL was like, if you're going to have a relationship with us, you're getting rid of this show because if you remember, there was guys get the running back gets pulled over with a bunch of cocaine in the car.
It was
There's
stupid stuff.
like orgies with strippers and
Like
fights
in
and
the locker
shootouts
room.
and the aging veteran running back that beats his wife, and then you had the gay wide receiver, and then the quarterback like hanging him out to dry, and you're like, oh, sorry, my release point's off today. Great show, honestly, an absolutely awesome show. And a lot of guys came out after the fact and were like, yo, that was actually a pretty accurate look into what the NFL is like behind the scenes. And ESPN was like, the NFL was like, yeah, if you're going to have Monday Night Football, no more of this bullshit. And ESPN was like, yes, sir, whatever you say.
Yeah, the NFL has censored ESPN a lot just to keep the NFL on their airwaves and everything. They used to have a thing on Monday night. Do you remember this? It was called Jacked Up.
Oh, you
Yeah.
shitting me?
Remember that?
I used to watch Monday Night Countdown just for Jacked Up.
Yeah.
That was when it
And
was
the
Berman, Tom Jackson.
They ban everything
Yep.
now.
Sean Salisbury was on that, I think, at that point.
That's right. Yeah,
Um,
Michael Irvin.
Yeah, Irvin. And they just show the top 5 best hits of the week, and it was always, you got jacked up. And then all of a sudden the NFL was like, we got a concussion problem. And the NFL players are like, wait, so we can't hit these guys. We get flagged if we hit them, but you can throw on Monday Night Football, you can throw on Monday Night Countdown, and you're there getting, millions of views and millions of dollars out of us, committing penalties basically. And the NFL's like, yeah, you're right, that is kind of hypocritical. And then they stopped it, and now it's fucking, you got mossed. And it's like, no, that's
you
lame
got more.
too.
Yes.
Which, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love that, but they just used to call that like the Sports Center top 10,
Mm-hmm.
But now we got to make a
Absolutely.
whole special segment out of it because someone's feelings got hurt.
Yeah, and the whole CTE thing came into
Oh,
effect
yeah. Will
also.
Smith had to go make that stupid fucking movie that nobody watched, but everybody references.
Yeah, that's concussion.
Yeah, when they're like, oh, the NFL owns a day of the week. And it's like, yeah, okay, cool. We know you didn't see the movie because it's the only quote you've got from it. And it was in the trailer. We know you're
Yeah,
lazy.
that-
You didn't watch it. Shut up.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I definitely didn't watch it.
I didn't watch it either because you know why? Because it sucked.
I know all facts about CTE already.
And, oh, you know what? Put a pin in this, but I want to talk about Scadaboo saying CTE is not a thing. It's an excuse.
That was hilarious.
Because that was awesome. But anyway. Dave, what's up? How's it going?
Oh, going good. How are you fellas?
But doing good. It's Tuesday. It's a slower news Tuesday in the NFL. But how do you feel about Jackson Smith and Jibba's contract?
Oh God, they way overpaid him, but they're way overpaying all of these guys. A lot of these guys don't see the end of their contract.
Yeah.
Within the
Yeah,
second-
we're waiting for the
second-
details to come out on this one
Mhm.
and to
Within the
see when the
second or
team
third-
can opt
sec-
out.
Within the second or third year, these guys are out of that contract. So it's like Peyton Manning said, the signing bonus and the guaranteed money is basically all they're after. Whether they do the 4, 5, 6 years of that contract, it really doesn't matter because a lot of these guys don't get to the end of them contracts.
Well, the good thing is you don't really see a lot. Like, I think 5 years is the most you'll see like a contract for now, and it's always those are only those are like reserved for quarterbacks. Everybody else is like a 4-year deal for a receiver is the most you'll see.
No,
because
someone just got a crazy long deal.
probably 4. It was probably crazy expensive, but it's probably only 4 years. If it was 5, it's a fluff year just to make it look good on paper. They'll never see it.
But that's the reason why these general managers won't sign these guys to long-term deals because they see what happened with Tua Tagovailoa and Russell Wilson and
Or name. I mean,
overpaying these
honestly,
guys.
Dave, we could go through probably 2/3 of the league.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and I think that's what people forget is that the average shelf life of an NFL player is like a year and a half.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, this is not a sport for longevity. Like, you think MMA has a short, lifespan. The NFL has a short lifespan as well. And the biggest problem that you have is, like, if you remember right back when Steve McNair signed that 7-year extension back in 1999 with the Titans.
Mm-hmm.
And you remember Steve McNair back in the late 90s, early 2000s, mostly predominantly the early 2000s what I'm referencing here because that was when the contract was signed. The year, I think it was the year they went to the Super Bowl or right after that, he signed a 7-year deal with the Titans. And it was heavily backloaded. They used to backload the salaries back then, where like years 4, 5, or 5, 6, and 7 were worth a boatload of money, but years 1, 2, 3, and 4 were like, pretty team friendly. But there was always that like that poison pill in year 4 where they could just opt out.
That's
and
right.
so what ended up happening, if you remember, and this is why I never fault players for holding out and asking for more money, because Steve McNair played all 6 years of that contract. He never held out. He never asked for more money. He signed the deal and he agreed to it and he honored it. And he played through every fucking injury imaginable. He damn near killed himself on that field.
Yep.
And when it came to year 7 of that deal, when he was finally about to get the final, I think it was like $55 million or $46 million or something like that, when he was going to get the final big chunk of that, the majority of that deal that he had signed, the Tennessee Titans locked him out of the facility and said, "You're not coming in until you restructure your deal." And he said, "I'm not restructuring my deal. I signed a 7-year deal. I've played 6 of those 7 years. I intend to play my 7th." And they said, "Yeah, we're not paying you that." And he said, "Yes, you are." And they said, "No, we're just going to cut you if that's the case." And they did. And then he ended up signing with the Baltimore Ravens.
And
And they went 13-3, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, they did.
And they lost the Colts in the divisional round that year.
Inevitably, that's what kind of got him killed, if you think about it, because the girl that killed him, he met in Baltimore when he got there.
Yeah.
So the Titans killed him.
In a way, they did.
Kind of fucked up to think about it.
And
that
not
way.
really. I mean, are we surprised? One of the shittiest franchises in sports. But my point is about this whole thing is that when you have a player like Steve, and I use Steve McNair as an example all the time, when people are like, "Oh, these guys are fucking greedy, they're holding out." I said, no, fuck you. I said, when the player holds out for more money, they're always greedy and a malcontent, and they're selfish. But when the team cut Steve McNair at the year 7 of a 7-year deal that they decided not to honor, it's a quote business decision.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's like, "Well, that's business, that's business, got to put the team first. That's business." And what did the Titans do after they cut Steve McNair? They fucking sucked.
For
They
a long
had
time.
they had 1 year in 2008 where they, got Kerry Collins on the roster and a great defense, and they somehow managed to, win that division, I think, with 13 wins and lose to Baltimore in the divisional round.
They ended up drafting Vince Young.
And they drafted VY.
Mm-hmm.
In 06. He was terrible. Then they signed Kerry Collins while he was still on the roster. They had a pretty good year. And then 09 they had CJ2K, 10, and then they've been garbage ever since.
Yeah.
The Titans haven't been good. I think they had that 1 year with Mariota. Was it like 17 or 18 where they got to the AFC champion? Where they got to the AFC championship against the Chiefs and they got plowed?
No, that was
that's right.
Tannehill.
Was it Tannehill or
It was,
Mariota?
it was 100% Tannehill because I was Vrabel.
That's right. Yeah, Tannehill was the quarterback.
remade
Vrabel
Ryan
was
Tannehill's
the head
career.
coach.
Maybe it was twice that because I could didn't. Wasn't that
Yeah,
the one where Mariota
because-
tipped the ball to himself?
Well,
Because-
Tannehill was forever injury risk no matter where he went. So Mariota.
Oh
could have been
well,
on that
maybe
team as well.
Mariota played that game then.
He could have played that
That's-
game.
The Titans ended up beating the Patriots that year.
Don't remind me.
Well, that was 19.
Brady threw that pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brady's
Logan
final
Ryan.
Brady's final pass in Gillette was a pick six.
to the former Patriot Logan Ryan.
I mean, it wasn't.
Logan, yeah, that's right.
Hey, like in Brady's defense, it was a touchdown.
Just to touch on that Steve McNair comment, he passed away in Tennessee. He didn't pass away in Baltimore.
No, but the
the girl he met.
but the whole love triangle with the mistress and the girlfriend,
the
the
mistress
wife.
was from Baltimore.
The mistress was from Baltimore.
And then,
Yeah, she ended up going to Tennessee. Her name was Kazemi.
oh my
That
God,
was
that's
the
right.
that
That's
was the
right.
girl's name.
And she
Yep.
was like, "I'm gonna drive back to where your real family is, and I'm gonna kill everybody." It's like, wow, that's total logical thinking there.
Mm. Definitely. But in the NFL, do you remember that old movie North Dallas 40?
I do actually.
North Dallas 40. There was a gentleman in that movie. His name was John Matuzak. He played for the Oakland Raiders.
Yeah, I was gonna say, didn't
And-
he was a Raider, right? With that, was that like the Phil Villapiano days,
Yeah.
like the awesome Raiders?
He had made a comment in that movie. You know, he turned around, part of my language, he turned around and he said, God damn it, when we call it a business, then you call it a sport. When you call it a sport, then we got to call it a business. What the hell? Which way is it?
Right. And
But-
and it's not but that's exactly my point. It's just people are so quick to judge these players and throw them under the bus and just blast them when they get paid or want to get paid. And it's like, no, dude, like you got to understand, like these guys don't like go back to Earl Thomas a couple of years ago. You know, when he wanted that extension and the Seahawks wouldn't give it to him, and he said and he said, fine, fuck it. I'll play on the 1-year deal that wasn't guaranteed with no injury guarantees, and he breaks his leg like opening day,
And he does this
and he
at Pete
flips
Carroll.
off Pete Carroll on his way off on the stretcher.
Yeah,
Like,
as
that
they're
was one of
driving
the-
away with them, he pegged them off.
Yeah, that was one of the rawest moments you will ever see of like how the NFL actually works. Like when you get down to it, those guys that are on the practice squad that are, you know, fighting and clawing, trying to get on the roster, and then they do, and then they don't, and then they're off, then they're on, they're cut, they're not. That is a lot of stress for these guys
Big time.
because when you're on the practice squad, you're making what, $1,000 a week? Maybe.
Yes.
I can't
Something like
remember.
that, 1,000, 1,200 a week.
Yeah,
Yeah, they don't
which-
get paid much.
Which is like, 50, 60 grand a year. And it's not a ton of money. But when you get to the roster, when you get to the 53, you get to the active game day roster, all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, boom. Now all of a sudden that's like a $15,000 a week paycheck.
Correct.
You know, so those paychecks go up. I mean, I read Nate Jackson's book. He was a Broncos receiver / tight end under Shanahan, and he was constantly up and down between the practice squad, the roster, and he's like, it made it so hard because you could never bank on the money. And he's like, you had to be super smart financially, and he's like, a lot of the guys I played with were not that. You know, they would get on the roster and they'd be on there for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks, and they'd think like, this is it. I've made it. And then next thing you know, boom, they're back on the practice squad, and they're making $1,200 a week, or actually it was less than that. It was like $500 or $600 a week back then. And they're like, well, who's going to pay for this Bugatti I just bought, or this McLaren? You know what I mean? Like, who's going to pay for the house I just bought my mom? Like, and you're like, oh, you thought you'd made it and you didn't.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, you didn't have that guaranteed money in hand, which is why, like you said, the biggest thing about these contracts is the guaranteed money.
Mhm.
JSN gets $120 million guaranteed. We don't know the exact details of it, but I'm pretty sure he's probably going to see at least 110 of that.
After agents' fees, taxes, he's not going to see all of that.
Oh no! I'm just saying,
Yeah.
because I think that if, by the time it comes time to pay him in that 3rd and 4th year of the contract, they'll cut him, or they'll release him and they'll take the dead cap hit. I think at most he'll see 110 million.
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
there's probably some, out in the third year if they cut him, post June 1st or whatever, you know how the language goes, and they'll get rid of him. But we'll see the details. But regardless, I mean, 120 million is 120 million in a contract, and that's a good contract. He's a young kid. He's still got, probably one, maybe two more contracts left in him. But
If he
realistically,
can stay healthy.
but realistically, that's unlikely. So it's good that he cashed in now. It's good that he gets his money now, and hopefully he's smart with it.
I think this is more of like we let Kenneth Walker go. We had money saved for him. We'll just give him extra money. to make him happy.
You throw it at JSN, which is
Yeah.
fine. But again, I don't know. I mean, are we really sitting here looking at the Seahawks? And I know their defense had a really stupid nickname, and
What was the defense nickname? I don't
the
remember.
Dark Side.
That stuck.
It was the dumbest nickname I've ever heard in my life. Sorry. But they had that, and then they, but are you really thinking like we're gonna run it back with Sam Darnold? And don't get me
Nobody
wrong,
was-
I'm a huge
nope.
Sam Darnold fan, but
Mm.
man, like
Nobody was looking at them last year. You
I
gotta
don't
be
even think the
honest.
Seahawks were the best team. I think realistically, the Seahawks going into this season are the third best team in that division,
Mhm.
behind
I
the
would agree
Rams
with
and the
that.
Niners.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
A
I would
healthy
agree with
Niners
that.
team, I think, is better than that Seahawks team. I think the Rams were better. I don't think they didn't play better, obviously, in that one game. But if you flip the stadiums and that game's in L.A. instead of Seattle, I think there's your difference maker.
True.
Well, Seattle is next to that electrical field.
No, San Fran is.
Ah, damn it. That's right. Sorry.
But anyhow, but yeah, it's just free agency's been it's been a bit of an up and down. Your Chargers didn't do really anything, huh?
No, they got about 48.5 million still left over, and I'm sitting here. I'm like,
Are there guys they have to re-sign that I'm not thinking of?
well, there are a couple of guys, but they ended up letting go basically the whole O line, and the only ones they kept was Joe Alt and Rayshawn Slater.
I mean,
But
not
they
for
signed.
nothing
they
though,
signed-
Dave. There wasn't really anybody worth signing outside of the center that went to the Raiders from Baltimore.
Mhm.
I mean, who was there? This free agency class kind of fucking sucked. I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago. It was not a
Yeah.
great class.
Yep.
Even the top-heavy guys weren't like incredible.
I mean, like you had Mike Evans, yeah, he's
No, Mike Evans wasn't even that sought after.
That's what
Mike
I'm
Evans
saying.
Mike Evans, injury plague, went to San Francisco.
to be with the injury plagued Niners, right? That adds up.
Exactly.
I don't get it.
Exactly. There's a good show for both these guys to watch. I'm not sure if you've seen it. It's ESPN. The name of it was called Broke. Have you ever seen that?
Oh yeah, that's the one about the follows the players after their career.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've seen it then too.
Within 3 to 4 years, these guys are broke. They're claiming bankruptcy.
I mean, listen, Dave,
they-
if
they-
you think back to when you were 20, 21 years old, if somebody gave you 10, 15 million dollars, right? Because that's what it was. That's what it would have been if we were a number 1 overall draft pick, non-quarterback, mid-round draft pick, right? 15, 16. You get 10, 15, 20 million dollars guaranteed, and you're a number 1 overall draft pick, and you're thinking like, oh man, this is it, bro. This is the good life. All I got to do is play football for the next 10 years. I'm going to make $100 million, and I'm going to be rich for the rest of my life. I would have been buying my friends' cars, houses, paying off everything for everybody. The financial decisions I would have made at 21 years old had I not had someone in my corner to help me would have been absolutely moronic.
Mhm.
I would have had at least 4, 5, 6 cars worth probably $4 or $5 million combined
Like a young Mike Tyson.
in my driveway, and they would have all been repoed with by the time I was at the end of my rookie deal.
You shouldn't talk much.
I, for myself, I come from a Portuguese family, so we're pretty sound with our money. I don't think my parents would have let me spend that 10, 15, 20 million dollars. They would have told me, boy, bank your money. You know what I mean? Think of your future. A lot of these guys don't have that that family presence where they say, you got to think of your future. You got to bank this stuff here. You know what I mean?
Oh, trust me,
it's rare.
It's a big problem in the NFL. It's why they have that rookie symposium.
Which I'm glad they fired the people that were going to it all the time.
I mean, I don't know
Were
why they.
horrible influences.
I don't know why they did. They weren't bad influences. They were just telling you how it was.
They were like, get a fall guy. It's like, don't tell
That
these
was Chris,
fucking
and you
dudes.
believe
It was
this?
Chris Carter.
Chris Carter.
I know.
And
just
Warren Sapp
stupid
was standing
people.
right behind them, shaking his head yes. And I'm like, are you stupid?
Yeah,
You don't tell these kids that.
like that was like the worst advice to give people.
But was it though? Because it was
Yes.
real.
Yeah, but those are the guys that were blowing their money and being like, "Oh, if you're gonna blow it."
Well, listen, they know they're going to blow it. They know they're not going to listen to him. They know they're not going to invest. You know, they're not going to be like, what was his name there? The defensive end from the Browns. That was
Myles Garrett?
that was lecturing everybody on compounding interest. Was he the gay white guy?
Trey Hendrickson,
No, this is like 5-10 years ago.
the gay white guy from the
He might not have been
Browns.
gay, but he was a white defensive player from the Browns, like a 3rd or 4th round pick. And he's like, yeah, you bought that Rolex for $10,000. He goes, you put that $10,000 into a Roth IRA, right? He goes, boom. All of a sudden that becomes X amount of percentage. And he's like teaching guys about compounding interest in the locker room and how it works to invest your money. And they were like, what? And he's like, yeah, you can have that Rolex for $10,000 now, or you can have $100,000 in 10 years.
You
You
said
talking
Browns
about
or
Joe
Bengals?
Thomas, the offensive
No, it
lineman?
wasn't Joe Thomas. Oh, God, what the
okay.
hell was his name?
You said Browns or Bengals?
The Browns.
The Browns.
He was like a mid-range player. He wasn't. He was on. It was during Hard Knocks, I think.
You're right, Carl Nassib.
Carl Nassib.
Yeah,
That's right, yep.
He was gay.
Yeah, told you. Listen, man, I remember my gays. Okay. For better or for worse.
This is hilarious because he went to school to be a financial advisor. I wonder
Yeah.
what he's doing today.
That's what I'm saying. He was a financial advisor. He was teaching a lot of these guys like the ins and outs of how money works, and he was probably one of the smarter guys in that locker room, especially when it came to that. But he's like, you know, because you had a dude come in. I forget who it was. He came in. He bought like $100,000 Rolex, and he's like, "Do you realize what you could have done with that $100,000?" He's like, "You could turn that $100,000 into $1 million in 5 years." And the kid's like, "What are you talking about?" And like he explains how compounding interest works and like investing, and he's like, "Wait, what?" Like, and they were like flabbergasted that he was just, but he would do that all the time. That they need more Carl Nassibs, you know, in those rookie symposiums. But I think now the athlete that's coming in now, I feel like while I feel like there's less and less of them that are not aware of how the world works.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I feel like more and more of these guys are coming in like, yeah, nah, dude, like, yeah, you want that Lambo, but don't buy it. You know, lease it if you got to, but don't buy it.
Yeah.
You know, if you
Herman
really
Edwards.
have to have it. I mean, there's guys now showing up in, you know, Honda Accords to practice.
Herman Edwards used to show up to them meetings, and he would talk to the kids. And
Herm was great.
I remember one time when he turned around and he said, "Let me tell you, this kid, something right now. If you have champagne taste, but only have beer money, do yourself a favor. Drink water."
Yeah, exactly. And that's a great analogy. I mean, that's a great way to put it because everybody, listen, not everybody is cut out to be you know, a Jeff Bezos. Like, you know, these kids think because they get these NFL contracts and this money that all of a sudden they can be living the lavish life that the owners of the teams live, and you're like, nah, fam, like you ain't even close.
No.
Like you're not even in that stratosphere yet. Like that's one of 32 men in the world. You know, like, and I mean, obviously there's plenty of soccer clubs and baseball teams and whatever that, you know, make it just as much as the NFL. But, you know, when you look at the top, like, 50 richest men in the world, I think probably, like, you know, all 32 NFL guys are probably going to be on it. Or at least top 100.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
Well, you know, sans a couple of them. But, you know, because I know there's, like, some, well, at least in the United States. Top 50 in the U.S., probably all 32. In the world, then you start getting into some other shit. But you know, you get those like that guy that owns the telecommunications company in Mexico, and then all the oil sheiks overseas and shit like that. And those guys have more. They're like, yeah, we gold plated my Bugatti Veyron because we were bored. And you're like, oh,
Must be nice to have that much money
cool
all the time. Yeah,
they're like,
great job.
they're like, we wipe our ass with $100 bills and flush them down the toilet.
Oh,
Yeah, that's all about oil money.
It's
Yeah.
a tax write off, you know.
they don't do tax write-offs. Are you kidding
No,
me?
they don't have taxes. They're in charge of the country. What are they going to do? Tax themselves? What
Yeah.
for the good of the people? Yeah, the same people that are dragging the Carl Nassibs of the world up the tops of buildings and tossing them off. Yeah, no thanks.
Carl Nassib's doing okay, by the way. I checked in on him.
I'm glad he's doing okay. I like Carl Nassib.
He's in the Hall of Fame, not as a player, but he's in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, okay.
As like a. This is gonna sound really fucked up, but
As
it's
an
true.
advisor.
As like a gay entrepreneur.
Yeah, okay.
But they put like next to his plaque like a pride flag, and I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. It's weird.
Hey, listen, man, that was the mid-2000 teens. You don't know nothing.
This was 2 years ago. He retired
right,
in 2023.
All right, early 2020s, even still. Yeah, the shit was weird back then.
Shit was weird just a few years ago.
Shit's weird, but anyway, Dave, anything else I can get you on before I let you go?
That's it, brother.
All right, bud. Well, thank you for your call. We appreciate it.
Dave,
and,
love having you call in. Call in anytime.
I love listening to you guys.
Appreciate it, bud.
It.
All right, man. Take care.
Take care.
774-992-8702 is the phone number if you want to give us a call.
Jesus Christ.
Live right here on the one, the only, the New Bedford Guide.
I want to read this Puka news.
All
really, really.
Read this Puka news because I want to do this Cam Scadaboo thing real quick.
Yes, that too. A woman in Los Angeles, this is per TMZ now. Woman in L.A. claims Puka Nacua made an anti-Semitic comment towards her, later bit her during intimacy, broke her skin, and Puka Nacua has now come out tonight and said everything she says is total bullshit. Quote, unquote.
Didn't he say something like anti-Semitic like in an interview like a couple weeks ago, months ago?
Yeah, he said something about Jewish people.
Yeah, like
so. If this is also,
but it was like a jokey, like it was like a nothing comment.
He made like a weird Jewish comment.
Yeah,
but people were like, oh, he's like been drinking because he was like day drinking.
Right, he was shit faced, right?
Yeah,
yeah,
because he was like prepping for the Super Bowl week, and he was like doing like media things out with like Pat McAfee and shit like that.
Right.
And he was like something about like he's like, you know how those Jews are. He made like a comment like that, and everyone was like, don't go down that road. Like, you're
you know who's responsible for this? The JOOs.
So I don't know what he said, but if it was another Jewish comment, and
but she could just be piling on, and maybe things got a little rough during sex, and you know how this is, dude. Cleat chasing is a real thing, bro. Like this is a real thing. I'm wearing the shirt. Bridgewater football. Okay, I played at Bridgewater. We were D3. Not a single one of us on that team was going to make money off of playing football at any point in our lives, outside of maybe like if you got into coaching. And even then, we weren't making athlete money. And even then, during training camp, they warned us about cleat chasers. They were like, guys, they don't know that you're only D3. They don't know that you're not going to get drafted next April. They don't know. They will get you.
They are stupid.
They will get you to put their baby in them. Like, to put a baby in them. They will try to trap you. And you won't be able to afford it. Like, or you're going to be screwed. They're like, please be aware of this. And I'm like, and I'm sitting there laughing because, like, I was a little bit older when I got to the team than most of the kids there. Like, you know, you think you got freshmen on that team that were like 18, 19 years old. I was 23 at the time. And I'm like, yeah, no shit. Like, listen, man, Snoop told us in 94, like, you know, ain't no pussy good enough to give her while I'm up in it. And that was facts. We lived by that. We swore by that. Like, no, man, you pull out. Like, you never go inside of a girl, especially if you're just hooking up with her for the first time. That was like Bible.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I knew that. And I mean, listen, had I been a weaker man, I might have had 6 or 7 kids by now. But luckily, I'm me. And I don't have any because my pullout game is like David Ortiz in the playoffs. Perfect. You know? It's just like, oh, what's that? We need a walk-off? Got you covered. But literally and figuratively, giggity. But like even at D3, that was a thing.
Right.
Which is crazy to me. Which I'm like sitting there thinking, I'm like, really? And then I got to class. Like I had my football T-shirt on.
Yeah.
The first day of it was like the first week of class. And I won't go into details, but I'll tell you what, I was approached by this girl who was a true freshman, who like I said was 5 years younger than me. Which at the time, you know, right now, like at 41, it doesn't sound like, you know, like, okay, 36, that's fine. But 23 and 18, that's a big gap.
Yes.
And I got approached by this girl in this math class, and like it was
Prison.
to say it was aggressive would be an understatement. And I mean, the things that came out of her mouth that she said to me, I was in shock and awe. And I was like, "Oh, I get why we have to have that presentation now."
My
And
God.
I wasn't the quarterback. I was a fucking backup offensive lineman. But I had a Bridgewater football t-shirt on, and there are females out there that will just go to you because of that. And maybe she thought I was going to get, going to the NFL or potentially could be, make money and off football and be rich or whatever, and she could just, tag along or whatever. Like,
I thought you were Ron Brace.
listen, I've done that before too.
R.I.P..
The Ron Brace, R.I.P. The Ron Brace story is one of legend. I mean, no one in the Foxy Lady that night figured out that I was not a 6'6" black guy. Kind of crazy.
Amazing story, even to this day.
It is. It's still one of my favorite stories to tell, and every time I tell it, people are like, they laugh. And it is a funny story. And, well, we don't want to tell it tonight, but
No.
maybe one of these slow nights we can tell it again for those that don't know about that story. But if you don't know the Ron Brace, Joey Fats, Foxy Lady, Providence story, put it in the comments or comment and tell me you want to hear it, and we'll tell it. But I feel like we've told it before.
We've definitely told it in the show before.
We told it a couple years ago, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe there's a new crop of listeners that haven't heard it and would like to hear it, but I don't want to just keep repeating ourselves. Anyway, Sean, the Cam Scadaboo CTE comments.
CTE and asthma, by the way.
And asthma, which, okay, the CTE thing, I don't necessarily disagree with some of the premise of what he was saying, because CTE became the NFL's, what do you say, that became their scapegoat for everything.
Yes.
Every time a player misbehaved, he's got CTE. Oh, Aaron Hernandez killed people, CTE. Oh, Javon Belcher shot himself in the parking lot, CTE. Henry Ruggs drove, 700 miles an hour in his rental and killed somebody, CTE.
Junior Seau,
CTE. Everything became CTE. And not for nothing, CTE didn't make Aaron Hernandez a sociopath.
Oh, yes, Aaron Hernandez, of course.
CTE didn't make Henry Ruggs get drunk and drive down the highway at an unreasonably ridiculous amount of speed. CTE probably didn't make Javon Belcher kill himself. CTE didn't make, Chris Benoit kill his family. CTE became just this easy scapegoat and this easy out for everybody to blame something. And I don't believe that's true. And I know there's evidence on both sides that can suggest it either way. And people will be very selective, as they were on Twitter. And I already battled this out on Twitter with a bunch of fucking, WebMD doctors, apparently, who know more than everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, I don't take anything at face value. Ever since COVID, I don't, you're a medical professional? That's cool. I'm going to want a second and third opinion. Maybe even a fourth or fifth. I don't believe you. Because I don't believe you. Because I know, because I saw it with my own two eyes, and I was in the rooms when it happened, that people were getting paid, that people were making money off of COVID. And I have more examples than I can even fucking possibly list through my professional and personal experience. Period, end of story. You're not changing my fucking mind on that. And again, anybody who thinks the vaccine was was like this big deal and like, oh, that was the right thing to do. No, fuck you. We all know that was bullshit. We all know, if you walked up these are the same people that are like, oh, you walked the wrong way up at the grocery store aisle, you're going to kill people.
Yeah, I remember those days.
That wasn't true. Oh, stand 6 feet apart. Where'd that come from? I don't know. We made it up. In the UK, it was 3 feet. Over here, it was 6 feet. Who's right?
In Australia, it was 12.
No,
I don't know. I made that up.
Probably. In Australia, they put people in fucking camps.
They did in hotels, and they're like, you can't leave.
Yeah, what do we need rifles for? The government will never become tyrannical. But anyway, not to go down a political rabbit hole here, but Cam Scadaboo was saying CTE isn't a thing, like it's an excuse.
It's an excuse.
I kind of agree with him because, again, I think CTE, and not the way he said it, I think his version, like the way he said it, I think he was just thinking like, oh yeah, it's just an excuse because you're weak.
Yeah.
You know, it's like water makes you weak. Like, well, no, you need water to be hydrated and perform.
He quickly followed it up with, he goes, I think asthma's an excuse too. He's like, yo, it's just air. Just breathe. No.
Yeah, like as someone with sleep apnea who wakes up like every so often not being able to breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wish it was that easy.
Yeah.
You know, like
as I have an inhaler sometimes, and the inhaler, it's like, oh, I would like not to have this. So
I'm not saying Cam Scadaboo is a should be like listened to about medical information, but I think he kind of opened the door for a pretty good point about what are we doing with CTE? Like, I feel like we're just blaming people, like everything on CTE. For a while there, we blamed everything on CTE.
It's become the new hot topic thing of like everything in the NFL is CTE related. If it's bad and it's in the NFL, CTE.
Right. The NFL is just like, well, CTE, I don't know.
It's become like
we're working on it. We're changing the rules, guys. See?
Joey, anytime you see a player go to the ground and it's a lower body injury, what does everybody say? Oh, ACL. No one even considers like calf, hamstring. Everyone's like, oh, fucking ACL, it's gone. It's like you've
been conditioned.
Yes, everyone's like, acronym ACL. It's like, do you know what ACL means? They're like, I don't know. It's knees.
They're like, to the leg somewhere to do with the knee. I think it's like anterior cruciate ligament. It's a tear. There's three ligaments in the knee.
It's the knee bone. The knee bone is gone.
Yeah, the knee bone up. Crack the kneecap. That's it. He's fucked. God damn.
It's serious. It's like
my fantasy team's gonna miss Jay Novacek now. Fuck.
But that's what it's become.
Jay Novacek. He hasn't played in 20, 30 years.
That's what it's become. It's become okay. What am I conditioned to think? Oh, this guy did something really horrible. He does play in the NFL. He probably has CTE. Oh, this guy said something crazy. It's probably the CTE. Antonio Brown.
Oh, AB is another one. People are like, oh, go back and look at Antonio Brown before the hit. I'm like, yeah, he was a fucking maniacal weirdo. Like AB was always a weirdo. Just because it wasn't in the press and it wasn't in the public eye didn't mean it wasn't happening.
He said some crazy shit. And he's done crazy shit.
It was like, oh, go back and look after the Vontaze Perfect hit and look at him. And I'm like, oh,
no.
Fuck you. Stop it.
That was a bad hit. But
stop it. But
it's not like that hit was like, all of a sudden he wakes up, he's like, I think rape should be legal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't just wake up and start feeling like completely different.
No, it's not. That's not how that works at all. But people think that's how it works because they're like, well, what's the only rational explanation here? And you're like, I don't know. Maybe the guy was a sociopath to begin with. Maybe he was a little fucking weird and you just didn't know it.
If you want to think something crazy happened, like you had like a good history of a guy being normal, showing up to his 9 to 5 every day.
Seau was a good example of that.
But then it took him a while after his career ended where he like went kind of like crazy, like.
And how many times? And
he talked about headaches. The headaches are what drove him crazy. When he told his family. Headaches and his memory failing him is what drove him crazy, is what he would tell his family. And that's why he would call everybody buddy and buddy. Like, he would forget your name. So if you were close to him and he knew you were close, but he can't remember your name, he'd call you buddy. But then if he knew you but couldn't remember your name, he called you just buddy. And it was like, that was like his thing because he just had so many concussions.
And that's sad. And it does happen. I mean, like, I'm not saying that CTE is not like a real, like, there's not real problems with it.
But he didn't do anything crazy. He killed himself.
He killed himself. He didn't go on a homicidal rage.
Exactly.
And murder his entire family because the voices in his head told him to.
Right.
You know, like the Chris Benoit thing. Everybody's like, oh, he had CTE from wrestling. I'm like,
no.
I mean,
but at first it was he was on roid rage.
Yeah, and then we found out he was on a mix of fucking like 700 different fucking medications, cocaine, methamphetamines, and all this other shit. Yeah. And you're like, oh, right.
And he was giving his son HGH when he was asleep in his ass. Like, he was like injecting his son because his son wasn't growing, and he didn't want his son to be as short as he was and be bullied like growing up. So he was giving his son his HGH that he was buying illegally.
Which is absolutely fucking asinine.
But he's just an insane person.
You're right, exactly. That's insanity. I mean, listen, there's one drug, one compound, steroid compound, anabolic steroid, that's proven to actually cause like an increase in rage, what you would consider roid rage, and that's Tren. Tren is the only compound on the face of the earth that actually does that, and it only happens in about 5% of people that take it. Everything else is just in your head. It's all it is. It's in your head. Roid rage is not a thing. It does not exist. It's a made-up fantasy term. And, again, I see it like, and this is a good segue into this next topic, too, because I saw you read through the comments of the. I'm sure you saw the Twitter going nuts over the Florida Gators fan, the yoked ass dude that was just sitting in the stands.
No.
You didn't see this guy?
I thought you were talking about the dude that's 7'9" or 7'10".
No. So there was this guy in the stands. I'll pull up the tweet. This dude. Just absolute unit.
How's he even fit in the seat?
I'll pull it. Hold on. I'll pull it up.
He's a big dude.
Hey, he's a big boy.
I like how he goes and just makes it uncomfortable for himself. Poor guy.
Oh, trust me, he's not uncomfortable.
That's a big dude. He's going to come on the screen in a second, but that's a big dude.
Okay, there it is. There he is. That guy. So that guy was in the stands. You can just go on Twitter and just search Gator fan, and this guy will pop up. He's a monster. He's a fucking huge ass dude. I have no idea like what his measurements are, or how big he is or whatever, but he's just a big boy. And immediately, like all the comments are like roids, 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 roids. But he can't wipe his ass. But he can't do this. But he can't do that. Listen, I'm not saying like I'm not as probably in as good a shape as him, and I don't even know how big he is. I'm a very similar size to that guy. If I put that jersey on, I would probably look very similar in it to this guy. I'm not bragging. I'm just saying.
Basketball jersey.
You know what I mean? Like I'm 6'3", 315 pounds, and I'm in pretty good shape.
Right.
That's pretty much what I look like in a basketball jersey. Now, he's a little bit leaner than me. He's probably in a little bit better shape than I am right now, whatever. My point is, I can assure you this man can wipe his own ass.
For sure.
Okay? He can definitely scratch his back. He can definitely, move around and do all the normal things that you can do. Like, you can't tell on this screen right now that I'm probably as big as that guy. But if I was sitting next to him, people would be like, holy shit, it's the fucking Legion of Doom. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what it is. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm just saying because as someone who is 6'3", 315 pounds, I often forget how big I am compared to other people until I see pictures of me next to other people. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. Like, I'm not normal in a lot of ways in that regard. But my point is like all the comments in those underneath that thread are all like, oh, roid rage. This guy's probably going to rage. Hope they don't lose. And he rages out and kills the whole fucking,
Jesus.
thing. And I'm like, dude,
kills everybody.
I'm like, what do you think what do you think steroids do? Like, that's not what's happening here. That's not anything to do with, like, that's fantasy. But you have a lot of very tiny dicked individuals who don't lift weights and can't get big that will just hate on people that can get this big. Like my dad. My dad fucking thinks he fucking hates people that lift weights. He won't say it because me and my brothers are both gym goes. My dad hates on me for lifting weights more than anybody probably I've ever met. I'm not even kidding.
That doesn't make any sense.
Like, when I benched 500 and I told my dad, he was like, okay. He's like, could you pour concrete and hump forms for 12 hours a day? And I'm like, yeah, probably. Yeah. Doubt it. You know what I mean? Like, that's the, like,
I doubt it.
like, that's the, like, he's like, you gotta be thin and wiry and, be able to go all day. You big muscle bound motherfuckers can't do shit.
He's like, what happens if I throw you in the water? Can you tread it for 7 hours? And
yeah.
he's like, no.
And I'm like,
I wouldn't tread for 7 hours.
Which is funny because, but then as soon as my dad needs like a tree taken out of the back of his truck, he doesn't call my small wiry brothers. He calls me. He's like, yeah, come over here, human forklift. Get over here and pick this fucking 300-pound ball up and place it in this hole without disrupting the root ball so I can plant it and my tree doesn't die.
You should send them the gif of the orangutan in the hospital, being like
yeah.
blew up both my shoulders in the hospital.
Right? Like, Like, but that's how it's been my whole life. But like my dad, but there's so many people like that just like they fucking hate on people for no reason. They're like, oh, this guy's big and jacked. Like, oh yeah, it must be on roids. Like, bro, I haven't taken shit my entire life. Like, I'm natty.
I would take it. I would take it now if I can get it.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, there will come a point where I will take something, and I will get on something.
We heard my shoe age. I need it.
But as far as like the shit that I've done in my life, dude, I've done nothing that you can't buy with a credit card.
Yeah, no,
I have access to all the same things you do. So
I got nothing. I got
kiss my
GNC,
fucking ass.
The most.
Kiss my ass. Like, that's all it comes down to.
Ugh.
But because I've done the things I do and I'm the size that I am, people automatically assume that I'm on roids.
Yeah, and they just assume the worst. And they have their preconceptions about everything.
Yeah.
It's just.
I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm on roids. I feel so great. That's why I can't feel these two fingers. My pinky hangs down like this. You know, I got a herniated disc. I can't feel my right arm doesn't work half the time. You know, like, yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's all the HGH I'm on is making me really fucking healthy. You know, if I was on that shit, I wouldn't have any of these fucking problems. But I'm not because I can't afford it. So, oops, guess it sucks to be me. Should have been. I guess I should have been Sylvester Stallone or Arnold Schwarzenegger. Just, hit the fountain of youth.
Replace the gun.
Yeah, yeah. And the thing is like the people that bash people that take steroids are just ignorant to what it actually means to be on gear. They just don't know. They don't know that the guys on gear are putting in more work, and they're more strict and they're working even harder than the normal person, because you can't drink when you're on gear. Your diet's got to be on point. Otherwise, you're just shoveling shit against the tide.
Literally, yes.
Like, there's no point. You're just literally wasting money. You're doing you could potentially be doing damage to your body and wasting money all at the same time. It just, I won't turn this into a whole fucking rant about steroids, but it just, the people that don't know, they're the most ignorant ones are always the first ones to throw out the comments.
They don't know. They won't.
Like,
get
oh, good
it.
luck wiping your ass. It's like, oh, what do you think I do every morning when I wake up?
Right.
What do you think? My wife comes in and fucking wipes my ass for me? My wife's gone 3 hours before I even fucking wake up. What do you like? They act like you're like this useless fucking invalid who can't do anything except go to the gym and pick things up and put them down. But this guy at the Florida Gators game was hilarious. He was a fucking absolute unit, and he flexed. And Barstool even picked it up and reposted it. It was fucking great.
The guy is a mountain of a man.
I want to know like what his measurables are.
I just tried seeing it.
I think he's somebody tagged him in one of the tweets, and
I did not see that.
Well, they tagged somebody in one of the tweets. I don't know if it was him, but somebody was like, "Oh, that guy goes to my gym. Great dude."
That's Keaton Hudvagishagen.
Yeah, it's like, well, he's a professional strongman. I'm like, fuck, he's definitely stronger than me. Damn it.
I hate those guys that grab like the 127-pound like ball that's like this big and they just like pound it and they shot put it. It's like, why don't you calm the fuck down, all right?
Like, one of my buddies put up a video the other day of him. My buddy Biggs, he put a video up of him. He incline pressed the 100-pound dumbbells for like 41 reps.
All right, just stop it.
And I'm not gonna say I took that personally, but I took it as a challenge. So now my goal is to do 50.
That's unbelievable.
So I'm gonna have to go do 50. I've never tried I've never done dumbbell reps like more than like 15. I think the most I've done was the 150s for 10 on incline. But I feel like
sounds terrible.
But I feel like I could get the 150. I feel like I could get the hundreds for a 50. I feel like I could break his record.
I don't know.
And by record, I mean the record that it's not might not even be a record at all, but it's just a benchmark, if you will.
I don't know. It just sounds awful. It just sounds like shoulder pain and soreness for days. That
You know
I
what,
don't
Sean?
want.
Knock on wood. My shoulder's the one thing that have not betrayed me in the years.
Well, I hope it continues because my shoulders like bother me if I go heavy.
And I think there's a rhyme and a reason to it, and it's the way I do shoulders. And I was criticized for it for a long time. But now my shoulders are bigger, look better, and are stronger than most of the people that criticize me for it, for the way I did shoulders.
See, I think I have bone spurs.
I have no pain in my shoulders at all. Like, I mean, I seated military press 225 for 3 sets of 10 the other day.
Yeah, fuck that.
I mean, I know guys that can't do that on the bench.
Fuck that.
So I'm not saying I'm not Brian Shaw or Eddie Hall
Sounds
or
like a nightmare.
Big Boy Bake, but I got a little pop in my shoulders. And at 41 years old, I'm still going strong, and I don't have any pain. I mean, I think I'm doing something right, or did something right. But anyhow, 774-992-8702. You want to talk about the gym? We can talk about the gym. I could sit here and talk about lifting weights all fucking day. I did chest today for the first time in almost a year and a half.
And?
It was a rough go.
That bad?
I mean, it was not what I am accustomed to doing.
Mm-hmm.
I think I hit 220. I did three sets of 10 on incline for 225. And then I kind of petered out after that. I went to mostly like plate loaded machines and dumbbell
I would be
stuff
happy
and
if I got
flies.
225 for 5 today. I just have not.
Well, you
done
don't
it.
go to the gym.
I just haven't done it in like so long. I have shit at home.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll be back to doing 315 for 10 on incline in a couple of weeks if I decide to stick, if my body allows me. But I'm still getting over this dead arm that I had. My right arm was dead from my herniated disc. And then
This just sounds.
and like I said, I
awful.
can't like my pinky, like you see it right there.
Yes.
When I try to pull it up to my, like if I try to go like this,
Yeah.
it just does that.
You broke it, no?
No, I have a ulnar nerve issue. So like if I go like this right here, I can feel like it's like shooting electricity out of my hand. It's not good. Hopefully it doesn't require surgery. I start physical therapy next week. So hopefully that comes back.
Are they just gonna like deep tissue massage it out, like kind of like?
I don't know what they're gonna do. So the nerve, there's a groove the nerve sits in.
Yeah.
It's out of the groove and it's being compressed by whatever, and it's causing severe numbness and a tingling, and I can't feel these two fingers, and my pinky just kind of hangs. And I can't feel my pinky at all, which makes typing wicked fucking hard. By the way,
Doesn't your hand just go numb?
just my pinky and my ring finger. My like these two,
That's
like
half your hand.
and I can still grip stuff, which is weird. So like if I go to like grab a dumbbell, I have to literally take my pinky and like wrap it over the top of it, and then I grip it, and I'm good. I can't feel it, but I'm good.
That's not good.
But the goal is, right now, by April 1st next year to be on track or at 600 on the bench.
Damn. Okay.
So
You're gonna go for that record where you can like lift and go for like a record in like the state or something like that. Wasn't it like a record or something like that?
if I could hit 600 raw on the bench, I'm pretty sure that would secure the state record if I entered a meet.
Damn.
Like by a fairly decent amount. I'm not sure. I'm not positive.
Okay.
I don't know how many guys have. I don't know what like federations or what. I from everything I can tell, I've only seen like I think like 565 or 570 was the most done raw in Massachusetts in a meet. I mean, I know there's guys in Massachusetts that can probably do 600.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there is. Like, some dude in a gym in fucking, West Bumfuck Hadfield or something like that. And it's probably out there, just some corn-fed country boy.
Sign me up for that Special Olympics woman that did bench press for 1 inch.
Oh,
Did you see that?
That was crazy.
It was Special Olympics.
I didn't know it was Special Olympics until after the fact, but I watched it and I'm like, what did we just do here?
Because I saw the judge go, good lift, and I'm like, what?
That's what I said. I was like, huh?
But then obviously, I watched the whole video, and then you see someone help her and put her into a wheelchair, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Then she's like, now I feel bad. It's like, wait, but you know what, though? That was bullshit because they buried the lead on that.
Right.
They didn't say it was Special Olympics. They're just like, watch this woman set a record for bench press. And it's just like, what? And I'm like,
I was like, the bar
and I'm
didn't
like,
even
first of all,
move.
I'm like, I know women have benched more than that. And then the bar barely moves. And I'm like, that's not even a lift. And then she gets in the wheelchair. And then it was one of those, like, it was supposed to make you feel bad after the fact, like in the moment videos.
No, that was done by the Special Olympics, though. They put out the clip.
Oh,
and then
yeah,
I got
no.
my
And I
shit,
bet
was
they
like,
wanted you to feel bad about it. They wanted you to judge her and say something stupid and then be like, oh, God damn it.
internally, all those reactions, like, what the fuck is this? And then
But,
you're like, oh, I'm going to hell.
But no, I think if I could get to 600,
That would be wildly impressive.
that would put me in elite category,
Yeah, that would put you
regardless.
in rare category.
That's rare air right there. 500 is pretty up there. 600 is a whole nother animal. So hopefully I can stay healthy enough and get my body right over the next 12 months.
Yeah.
And we'll chronicle it on the show. We'll keep progress tabs. We'll check in every couple of months and see where we're at. But
Because you're doing by next year this time, right?
I'm hoping at least to be. My goal is to be back in shape and healthy enough by April 1st of next year
Yeah.
to make a run at it in the spring.
Okay.
So, because I can only do it, I can only go that heavy for 5, 6, 7 weeks in succession.
I bet.
Because the toll it takes on your central nervous system, your body, by the time you get to week 8, week 9, now you're just begging for a torn pec or a ruptured bicep or something like that, and it's just no thanks. I don't want to do that. But no, that's the goal. The goal is by next year. Hopefully by next year, by the time I'm 42, if I can bench press 600 at 42 years old, I think I'll be pretty happy.
That's unbelievable.
And then I'll probably be done lifting heavy shit after.
And
that.
you're like, I'm retired.
I mean, I say that, and then I'm like, well, what if I could get 650? And if I could get 650, what if I could get 700? What if I could put myself in Julius Maddox's stratosphere? Or Tumbarillo, or one of those other guys, Big Boy Bake, those dudes that just
That's just too much.
dominate the bench. But I don't know. I gotta see where I want to go with it. It's all fluid, and it's all very, very, very up in the air, because again, I ain't no spring chicken. Not like I'm 27 deciding that I'm gonna go over the state record, which I probably should have done. Looking back at it, maybe 27, 28 would have been a good time to.
Maybe 14 years ago, I should have went for this.
Maybe when I was 30, I should have maybe started doing this. I mean, I think when I was 30, though, I did 475. And I think that was the second time I tore my pec, or first time I tore my pec. First time was 20.
I don't want to hear about that. It just
14.
fucking freaks me out.
2014? Yeah, 2014, because I turned 29 and my body was like, fuck you. And then I did it again in 2016, spring of 2016.
That's awful. Dude.
Both times warming up, though. That was the funny thing.
Awful, awful, awful.
225 on the bar both times. I mean, a weight I've done for 30-plus reps. And just, oops. It's such a weird feeling, too.
Oh, my God.
Anyway, what do you want to wrap this up with here? We've got
NBA playoffs?
Yeah, we do a little NBA.
I mean, right now, if you're looking at the East and the West, the East, the first and second seed, obviously, you have the Pistons and the Celtics. In the West, you have fucking OKC as the 1 seed, and the 2 seed is the Spurs right now.
I think it's San Antonio, and then it's LA and Denver.
Lakers are 3, yeah.
So,
How the fuck are the Spurs 2? I mean, it doesn't feel like a real team.
And the thing with the Spurs is, I feel like in a 7-game set, I feel like that they're able to get.
They're a fake too.
Yeah, I'm not sold on the Spurs. Again, I haven't watched much basketball this year, but what I have been watching, I'd say the last couple of weeks.
I feel like you don't have to watch basketball anymore.
You don't.
No,
you really don't. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke, and the NBA is looking to. They're looking to bring up what they want to expand 2 more teams.
Yeah,
they want Vegas and Seattle.
Horrible.
To bring 2 more teams in. Meanwhile, their ratings are at record lows. And you can't say, and I think it was it Clay Travis or was it Barstool that posted this earlier today? And they were like, the ratings for the opening day of the NCAA tournament set a record for the highest, most watched opening day games ever.
Oh, for the basketball.
For the NCAA, for the March Madness tournament. Meanwhile, the NBA ratings are in the tank. So basketball isn't the problem. I think the problem that you have is with the product on the court. Now, as a Lakers fan, I need all hands on deck for the Lakers to win a championship. They're a good team. I think they have better than a puncher's chance of winning a championship this year. I think in a 7-game series, I don't think there's anybody they can't beat. Now, likelihood of who they could beat when it comes down to OKC, Denver, San Antonio, Boston, the Pistons, we can have that discussion another day. But in a 7-game series with Luka and LeBron and Reeves and the way that they're playing,
right,
especially the way that, DeAndre Ayton's bought in to everything that JJ Redick wants him to do.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron is kind of taking a comfortable role as like kind of the third guy on that team behind Luka and Reeves. Rui coming off the bench. Like, you've got some things that are working for LA right now. There's a reason why they've won 10 out of their last 11. I mean, they were on, I think, a 9 or 10 game winning streak until they lost last night at Detroit by 3. And Luka had a chance to tie the game on the final shot, but couldn't get it to go. I'm just so over LeBron and his drama.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm over it. Like, I can't wait for him to be not on the Lakers anymore. I mean, there was a clip of him. He
that flopping clip.
got his finger jammed the other night.
That's the one you shared, I think.
No.
Not the one you shared?
No, the one that he went down where he banged his elbow against who was that against? That was against fuck.
I don't remember.
Miami. It was against Miami. And he went down and like banged his elbow and he's rolling around on the court for like 10 minutes. And I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. Then they go and they gotta like, now we gotta go back and look. Was it a flagrant foul? Was it a common foul? And LeBron's still, and then he's on the sidelines and he's like doing this, like, like pretending to shoot the ball, like damn, like that hurts. And I'm like, dog, really? I'm like, you're supposed to be the biggest, toughest, baddest fucking dude to ever play this game.
Not anymore.
And you're over here like whining about every little ding, dent, and whatever. And I'm like, and then of course the refs come back and they're like, nope, it was a common foul, no flagrant, no nothing. We're like, yeah, no shit. Like, we all saw that in real time. We didn't need a review for that. And then LeBron goes to the free throw line and it was against Phoenix.
Yeah.
No, Houston. I'm sorry, it was against Houston because KD was talking shit to him. When he was at the free throw line. And LeBron's like, oh, my elbow, blah, blah, blah. And then, of course, he misses the first one, which I'm pretty sure he did on purpose.
To sell the injury.
To sell the injury.
Yes.
And then he hits the second one.
I got it back.
Oh, thank God, I got it. And then two like trips down the floor later, Luke is throwing him a lob, and he's got his right hand out, and he's fucking tomahawking a dunk down like it's 2006. You know what I mean? I'm like,
screamed.
And I'm just like, whatever, dude. I'm like, I'm just so over his bullshit. And then, you know, in the post-game press conference, they grab, I think it was Lisa Salters grabs him before he leaves the court.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, yeah, I was trying to get out the court because I want to get ice on this as soon as I can, but I saw it was you and I love you, so, you know, I'm gonna make time for you. And he must have mentioned that he's 41 about 15 times during this interview. No exaggeration. And it's not as easy as it used to be in the wear and tear. And, you know, meanwhile, Luka just went out and dropped like some absurd number, like 48, like 18 and 13 or something like that. No one talks to Luka. No one cares. They well, let's go to LeBron.
Yeah.
And they're talking
Luka's
to LeBron.
A raging alcoholic.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, yeah, LeBron, like, whoa. What's it like being the third, you know, at 41? You know, we know you're 41. He's like, yeah, I'm 41. And they're like, well, what's it like, you know, being the third guy on the team? And he like almost like throws Luka under the bus where he's like, you know, let Luka do his thing. And, you know, we pick up the slack on the other end, like defensively. And I'm like, man, Luka had, and then the next night when Luka dropped 60, Luka's got 6 steals. And I'm like, bro, you just can't let somebody else fucking take it, can you?
No, he can't.
I'm like, you're just such a bitch. Like, you're just so, everything has got to be about you and only you.
Correct.
And you are such a fucking cunt that, like, it almost makes me, I would almost be happier
if you went away.
If, like, the Lakers got to the finals and LeBron got hurt and then they won. Or, like, they get to the playoff, like, LeBron gets hurt, like, right before the playoffs start.
Yes.
And then they go on a run and they win it all.
That'd be pretty cool.
Because if they win it all without LeBron, it would just be like, told you, we don't need you, bro. Now, I don't think they can do that, unfortunately.
I don't think so either.
I don't think the Lakers, I don't think they, because, I mean, even LeBron is the third option, still putting up like 25, 30 a night.
I know. It's still
it's
LeBron even at 41, which is annoying as shit.
But he has become one of, if not the most insufferable personalities in sports.
Yeah. And it's not like he's like a bad person. He's just an insufferable athlete.
He's
to
just
listen to.
fucking obnoxious, dude. And it just sucks to have to listen to him.
To talk about really briefly, to go back to what we said about more people watching NCAA than watching the NBA, The debut of the NCAA March Madness.
Oh, trust me, Tark. We've had long discussions about how LeBron has never made it past page 1 of any book he's holding.
Someone said that.
Yeah, in the comments.
Oh, I was actually gonna make a comment about that. Like LeBron learned how to like regain his injury after page 2 of a medical doctor book.
Yeah, he read a doctorate books from the University of UCLA med school, and
it was when he was wearing those.
It just so happened on page 2 it talked about his specific injury and how to rehab and fix it in 30 seconds.
with the short dress pants and glasses on. He's like, NCAA at peak primetime had a whopping 12.5 million viewers. That tops any playoff game from the NBA last year, including all the games of the NBA Finals, which the peak game of the NBA Finals last year came in at 9.1 million.
And nobody cared. The only reason people tuned in it was probably Game 6, right? When the Thunder ultimately wrapped it up.
It doesn't say which game. It just says the peak at 9.1.
And I guarantee you that was just people tuning in to see if it got closed out that night. Because sports fans like you and I who are just genuinely curious, we don't care.
I definitely did not want SGA to win because I find him annoying as shit.
I think SGA is probably the second most annoying person in the NBA. And it's not because of his personality, it's because of his style of play.
I can't stand that whole
He is,
quadruple dribble, go for a foul every single free throw.
There is when whoever coined the term foul merchant must have seen SGA coming. Because that term was never in our lexicon 5 years ago.
Did you see him in high school? Someone showed a high school highlight video of him. Exact same thing.
Just
how he did not get his ass beat by other people's teams. It'd be like, you play like an asshole, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you go for fouls nonstop. This shit is just mad annoying.
It really is, dude. The NBA has become so fucking difficult to watch that like I'm having to force feed myself to watch it. Now, I'm happy that Luka is on the Lakers because it gives me something exciting to watch every night, and I do love Luka. And like I love Luka, I love the Joker. You know, there are certain guys I like Jalen Brunson. Trying to think of like anybody else that I like will really like tune in to watch. But that's probably like my big 3 right now. And Luka because he's on the Lakers. If Luka was on the Mavs, I'd be watching them. You know,
Bam?
No, I do actually like watching Wemby because I think he might be the most skilled 7-footer we've ever seen.
I don't give it that long.
I mean, we you know what though? You and I came up in the Greg Oden days, where guys that were his size.
Greg Oden was more filled out,
but those guys didn't last. Sean, now these guys are lasting.
It's only his second year, isn't it?
Yeah, but they're not getting hurt. Like Greg Oden, like came in the league, and we were like, this dude's dead on arrival. You know what I mean? Like Wemby, at least I think like Wemby can shoot, he can score, he's got a post game, he's big. I think Wemby could become the most dominant player in the league in a matter of a year or two, but he's fun as shit to watch. But as far as like the style of ball, like I mean, dude, like Steph Curry's been out. We haven't heard from him. The Warriors, that dynasty is dead.
What are they? I think they're the 9th or 10th seed right now.
Yeah, they're dead. I mean, they're not.
Well, they're on life support. Like
yeah, Steph's hurt.
They had to give him 60. No, they had to give him. Isn't it 75 million to just not leave? Something insane.
Oh yeah, KD, he's a douche. He's another douchebag. Harden, can't stand him.
KD's legacy, he destroyed his own legacy.
Oh yeah, as soon as he went to Golden State.
Nobody talks about KD being like one of the greatest basketball players of all time anymore. Nobody.
No, and the problem with the NBA is that I don't know. It's just the way that these guys are brought up and raised in this league, where you're trying to sell fouls and all this other shit. It's not good for the game. And I'd say it started with like Manu Ginobili in the Spurs back in the mid 2000s. When Ginobili would flop like a fish, and everybody was like, "Get up, you fucking Euro fag!" Like, no one, this isn't soccer, And then all of a sudden, it became like a thing in the league,
right?
And it permeated the league. And there's a reason why Kobe would call y'all bitches right now. Like Michael Jordan's probably watching this league, going like, "Oh, he's like, I would feast in this league." Jordan would probably put up 50 a night. I'm just saying, it's just. It's
it is a lot softer. It's the rules are kind of bullshit. I don't think Adam Silver. I think originally when Adam Silver came in, he had the best intentions, but
sure.
his
The
follow
road
through
to hell is paved with great intentions, Sean.
his follow through has been abysmal. His anti-tanking rules are just not there. His whole policy on letting guys have these rest days and load management days is just terrible. Talking about expansion when your popularity is declining. I don't know. It's just he can't see the forest through the trees kind of thing. Like he's not like understanding. He's like, oh, we just got to get past these few trees, and his advisors are like, those few trees are fucking 19 miles in, bro. Like,
Yeah.
like where I don't know where you think we're going.
Yeah, and then they want to give the WNBA more money.
They gave him more money recently. That was a horrible idea.
I mean, whatever, dude. Like, listen, if the WNBA wants to become a Chinese corporation and ruin its legacy and and everything it has here, by all means, go nuts. I won't miss it, to be quite honest. If the NBA dissolved tomorrow, I would be like, okay, bye. I don't care.
The official salary cap. This is gonna make you laugh. The salary cap. The salary cap for each team moved from $1.5 million to $7 million per team.
That's insane.
That's the salary cap. I don't mean to laugh. That's not a joke against anybody.
So, like, what? Like, so you're basically gonna be paying the same shitty players
Just more
money.
So all the players that are employed
now. So the league that was hemorrhaging money when the salary cap was $1.5 million, now decides to expand that by $5.5 million and continue hemorrhaging money.
And all the players automatically get a boost.
Yeah, that doesn't really make any sense.
By the way, if you had to guess what their super max contract was,
wasn't it like 1.5 million or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was basically the original
salary cap. That's the supermax. Yeah. So Caitlin Clark's gonna get one
supermax,
and then no one else really deserves one. Oh, Paige Buckets deserves one. I don't really know anybody else that's good in the WNBA. So, I know Angel Reese thinks she deserves one, but
Sophie Cunningham maybe.
Oh, nah, she's like kind of second fiddle, isn't she?
Who cares?
To Caitlin?
She looks great.
She looks great. Looks great as an understatement.
That's what they're paying her for.
I mean, that's
it's
true.
not just basketball; it's for advertising too.
Yeah, right. Like, I love the fact that, don't get Sophie Cunningham. She's bad. She's bad as fuck.
I guess she just beats people up,
and that too.
And she's like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna throw a fist because if Caitlin goes out,
Like, I'm just
anyway.
Caitlin's enforcer. So fuck it.
That's what I've been preaching for years. I'm like, if
every team needs a Kendrick Perkins, goddammit.
That's what I said years ago on this show. I said, "Oh, you want to take out our best player? I'll just fuck this whole game up right now."
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, it's funny though because you get these like who are you paying? Who are you paying at this point?
And
for what?
So, by the way, I wanted to look up Caitlin Clark exactly. So, Caitlin Clark immediately goes from making $78,000 this year, which is horrific that she was only making $78,000. She is now making $530,000.
I mean, that's a sizable increase.
Good for her.
And I'm sure when her rookie deal is up, she'll be making $1.5 million.
Another sizable increase.
Is it $1.5 million a year?
Yes.
So one player can account for.
She's like this when she signs that 4-year, $6 million contract. It's like Jesus.
God, I mean, whatever, dude. Honestly, I don't care. I'm never gonna watch the WNBA.
I don't enjoy it either. I don't.
I like Caitlin Clark. I think she's awesome, and I respect the girls that play in it. They're great at what they do. But for me, here's the thing: you can't even get you can't get women to watch the WNBA. So who's supporting the league? If women aren't watching it, why are we obligated as men to support it? Oh, that's right, because feminism is a lie, and women can't function without men. Oh, duh, no way. What a surprise. Everything you can do, I can do better until it comes to opening a pickle jar, and you're like, fuck. Or reaching something on the top shelf, or lifting up something more than 110 pounds, or, I don't know, driving, without crashing into something or curbing some wheels.
Right.
There's plenty of things that could go on and 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 on. But anyway, last thing I wanted to wrap up with, Sean, too, is real quick, because we talked about the Jackson Smith and the Jibba contract.
Yep, hate it.
And how we hate it. And again, this is why I feel like the Broncos got a steal in Jalen Waddle. We've had 8 days.
Oh, God, yeah.
We've had it. You and I knew that off the rip. But you and I have had we've had 8 days now for the country to digest this. Now, the haters are going to hate no matter what.
I thought it was a great deal the moment it was made. I was like, wow, what a steal.
Same. You and I both.
And everyone was like, oh, the first round pick. And I was like, but the draft is dog shit.
First of all, the first round pick was basically a second round pick. At 30, you're picking, like, who gives a shit?
Who fucking cares?
Yeah, at that point, you're trading back most of the time anyway. So you're not really you're not jumping from 30 to 15
for how much you're saving
to
on
take
the contract.
to take Sadiq out of Oregon to be
Yeah.
a tight end. It's not happening. So you get the guaranteed player in Jalen Waddle, who everybody's like, oh, he's been hurt. I'm like, guy, he's missed 7 games in his career. He's in 92 possible games he could have played. He's played 85. That's not injury prone. All right. And how many of those games was you just like, yo, fuck this, 2 is scrambled eggs. I ain't rushing back, to come to this shit. Bullshit. No.
Mm-hmm.
The Broncos receiver room now becomes arguably the best receiver room in football. And I don't mean they don't have a Jamar Chase. They don't have a Justin Jefferson. They don't have, Pickens and Lamb. They don't have Puka and Adams.
Nope.
But when you look at 1 through 6, what they have on that roster now, you
It's
have
pretty deep.
you have
It's good
Waddle and
offense.
Sutton as your guaranteed. Those guys are on the field the whole time. Then you have Troy Franklin, Marvin Mims, Pat Bryant. So 1 through 5, whatever. What did I say? 6? 1
Yes.
through 5.
Yes, I
Unless
know
I'm
you
missing.
said 6, but I think you were gonna. I thought you were gonna include the tight end,
Oh, and Little Jordan Humphrey, if you really
Lil
want to.
Jordan.
If you really want to throw him in as the 6, which I do, because I really actually like Little Jordan, and I think he's a great player.
He's
but
a great blocker too.
the bottom line is this, Sean. I would rather have the 6 guys that Denver has for the salary that they have than have what Dallas has, the CD and Pickens for the money that they're paying, or what Minnesota has for the money they're paying Jefferson, or what Cincinnati has, what they're paying T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. Because we've seen it time and time again, that doesn't win you football games. The Broncos are going to have the most diverse skill set, a very diverse skill set on a very budget-friendly deal.
Right.
For the next 3 years, basically, is what it comes down to. I've seen what Sean Payton can do with different levels of talent. I've seen with Davis Webb calling the plays this year, and I'm sure we'll be back to Sean Payton next year. I think we're going to see I think we're going to see a major leap in Denver's middle of the pack offense this year in terms of points allowed. I think they were like 15th in terms of points scored.
Yeah.
I think this is going to take a leap into the top 3 or 4 in terms of points scored this year. This offense.
I can see it because it's still Sean Payton.
And I'm not overrating Waddle in terms of like putting him on I'm not putting him in like a Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase,
No.
George Pickens,
No.
Puka Nacua level, Devontae Adams. He's not that level of a receiver. But what he does for Denver's offense
No, he's extremely
is
good.
more impactful than you could probably get out of if you had to say you had to trade away Cortland Sutton and a first-round pick to get Devontae Adams or get Jamar Chase or
you
Justin
wouldn't want
Jefferson.
that at this point, but I know what you mean.
You're right. You would be, and then the salary on top of it, the net, it would be a net negative in my opinion, because you'd basically be back to where you were this year, and God forbid that guy gets hurt, now you're completely fucked. Whereas if, God forbid, something happens to Troy Franklin or Pat Bryant this year, it's like, okay, we got Waddle and Sutton, or let's say something happens to Cortland Sutton he misses 2, 3, 4 games. Just never has, but let's just say he does.
Right.
Okay, you've got Troy Franklin, Pat Bryant, Marvin Mims, all ready to step into that role and fill in with Jalen Waddle.
Yes.
And Waddle makes it even easier. Now,
Yes.
forget the fact that you still have Evan Ingram, as a tight end, who was widely misused, underutilized last year.
Nobody has still signed Njoku, I don't think.
I don't
still out there.
think he's going to be anything. I don't think
Still
he's
an extra offensive piece.
He is, but I mean, I'm just saying I'm not a huge Njoku guy at this point because I don't know what he brings to the table. I mean, I'm sure he'll be great for somebody. Maybe he comes to Denver. I doubt it, but maybe because they re-signed Troutman, which I really and I again, people are hating on that signing. I think that's a great re-signing. But the other part of this Jalen Waddle signing, and if you hear this in Sean Payton, you hear it in Pat Surtain, Cortland Sutton, Nick Saban, all these guys that have come out. Jalen Waddle fits that locker room like a glove.
Right.
And that is what Sean Payton is trying to do is very reminiscent to me of what Bill Belichick did in the early 2000s, where I want a bunch of team-first guys. Nobody is bigger than the team. No one's numbers exceed the team. If you get numbers, great. But no one is bigger than the ultimate goal, which is winning Super Bowls.
Right.
And I'm not saying the Broncos are going to go on a run like the Patriots did, but if we could get 2 out of 3, 2 out of 4 over the next 4 years, or 3 years, I think that's a pretty big win. And I don't think it's that far fetched.
No, I don't think it's that
Not with that
far-fetched.
defense, and I mean things change on a whim in this league. You know that.
And
but
don't forget, like people are also undervaluing how good Waddle is. Like people forget how good Waddle was coming out of Alabama. Like he was considered like one of the best wide receivers to come out in that draft class. Like
Tark,
he came out
he
with.
literally won every big game they played this year. Like you can't say he's not a big game winner when he literally.
I don't feel like reading all that.
He went toe to toe with Josh Allen and beat him.
But here's the thing I'm gonna say about Bo Nix really quick is that Waddle is gonna go.
The
from,
one thing Bo Nix does is excel in big moments,
The one
especially the
thing
fourth quarter.
I'm gonna say Jalen Waddle has benefited from. Jalen Waddle played with a shit tier garbage quarterback in Tua,
Mm-hmm.
and he still produced.
Mhm.
You're gonna put him in a much better offense, and you're gonna put him with a much better quarterback in Bo Nix, and he's gonna be even that much better. You killed your own thing. Did it disconnect? That's so funny if you like disconnected it.
There we go.
There we go.
No, I shut it off when I was pushing it back in the thing. Yeah, no, I think listen. I don't think you're gonna see like 1,500 yards and 12 touchdowns out of Jalen Waddle. Like, I don't think you're gonna see any like kind of astronomical numbers. Like, if you're looking at it from a fantasy standpoint, I think Denver's receivers are gonna be like kind of a week to week streaming. Like, you kind of got to pick the right one that's going to have the big day.
Yeah.
Because I don't think you're going to get one that's going to have a big day every single week because the way that the offense is structured. You know, just go back and watch New Orleans in the late 2000s. You know, you never, like, yeah, okay, you had Michael Thomas for a little bit, but go back before Michael Thomas. Go back, what was it, like Devery Henderson, you know, who was the other one, the big-time receiver they had, what was it? Colston, Marcus Colston.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you didn't have, before Michael Thomas, you didn't have those guys. Like, yeah, those guys produced, but, like, one guy would go off for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns one week, and then he would do nothing for 4. So if you're looking at it from that fantasy standpoint, yeah, okay, there's not a lot to be in love with there. But I don't really give a shit about fantasy. I want wins. And guess what this does for the Broncos? It provides an opportunity. Waddle is an outstanding route runner. There's no route that he can't run. He's one of the better route runners in the league. He's shifty. He's fast. He's not an overly big guy, but he's going to get open. And when you have him in court on the other side, and then you fill in with Franklin, Bryant, Mims, Humphrey, Ingram, Troutman, all of a sudden you start looking at this and you're like,
I think it's going to help the run game too. I think the run game.
absolutely,
really
it's going to, because now you're definitely not putting 7 in the box.
No, you can't.
And, God forbid, I mean, pray to God J.K. Dobbins does something he rarely, if ever, does and stays healthy. All of a sudden,
Nah, I wouldn't count on that.
I mean,
I'm all done on J.K. Dobbins. Like,
we don't have a choice. We re-signed him for a year, so we gotta roll with him. But to my point, though, that offense, when healthy, is going to be a top 3 to 5 offense in the league this year.
yeah.
Bo Nix has only shown improvement each and every year. I think with Davis Webb calling the plays this year, you're going to see plays getting faster, cleaner, and they're going to be able to get into a much better rhythm a lot quicker. So to the people that are doubting the Jalen Waddle trade, no, the first-round pick, why'd they give up the first-round pick? if you're mad they gave up the first round pick for Jalen Waddle, then you're clearly not paying attention to the draft that's coming out, the class that's coming out.
I think everybody hates this draft.
Everyone does. There's a reason why
You're gonna-
Philly's holding out for 2027 picks for AJ Brown, which is why I think
And the June 1st thing too.
which is why I think that AJ Brown won't get moved until the summer, because once the draft goes by, there is no 2026 picks to give up for AJ Brown. It's 2027 only.
Well, yeah.
So if I'm Philly, I don't really see a need to move AJ Brown until the draft is over.
Mm-hmm.
Unless somebody comes to me with a deal for next year's picks. Hey, you want him now and you want to make sure no one else is going to snap him up? Give me a 2027 first.
I think there's
He's
some
yours.
stupid league rule too, where if you're gonna trade a guy and designate him past June 1st, you have to wait to a certain date. You don't have to wait, I think, exactly to June 1st, but I think you have to wait to a certain date before you can say, I'm trading this player and the salary he's owed, I'm going to designate it as a post June 1st trade cut, and then trade him away.
Right.
It's a weird, like, stupid side rule kind of thing.
Right. That makes sense. Like we always say, it's a rule, stupid rule.
I mean, he's
But it's a
definitely
rule.
gone, whether he's to the Patriots or somebody else.
Right. He's not.
They just signed 2 more wide receivers today.
I mean, but again, I think he could be one of those guys that just plays, and then Philly just waits to get the best compensation they can for him, because I think the longer it plays
Probably.
out, the more it benefits Philly.
It does, yeah.
Because then-
I mean, if the Patriots go into next season with what they have right now, it's a loss because you can't.
Yeah, you've gotten worse at the
You
receiver.
can't just be like, we have Romeo Dobbs. The guy is fucking wearing a gigantic cushion helmet and he's always injured. Come on. Like he's not
Talk
the
about
most,
Romeo Dobbs for a second.
He's not the most stable addition to add to your wide receiver room. Now, if you're going to sit here and compare to me, like, well, we picked up Romeo Dobbs because his numbers, when healthy, are similar to what Stephon Diggs had last year for the Patriots, fine. I'll give you that comparison. But you need to do something else if you're a Patriot fan. And I think the Patriots are kind of showing their hand a little bit too much, where the Eagles know their hand, the Patriots know their hand, and the Patriots are kind of putting all their eggs in the basket, hoping that the A.J. Brown thing works out. But then if it doesn't work out, where's your fallback plan? Are you going to call back Diggs? Are you going to hope Diggs is still available? Are you going to hope – I mean, Diggs might still be available. The rumor is Diggs is going to wait until training camp to sign with somebody. He's going to hope someone has an injury and then sign on with that team and play a little bit more. So, I mean, that makes no sense for him to take like a discounted deal right now.
Okay,
for no
I can
reason.
think now.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, there's no reason for him to take a discounted deal. And honestly, if I'm Diggs at this point, I'm going to be very choosy. You know,
Diggs didn't rule out coming back either. He said, like,
no, I wouldn't. I mean,
like
if
New England.
if a push comes to shove, and I'm the Patriots, I would welcome Stephon Diggs back with open arms.
And I guess we asked him, we were like, what do you want to do? Do you want to go out there and do you want to be a free agent before free agency? And he was like, if you want me to restructure and I don't want to restructure, then yes, I'd rather be a free agent. And they're like, okay. And they let him go. So I guess it really was like beneficial to both because they were like, we don't want you at this number. We want to restructure it.
Right.
And he said, I don't want to restructure it. And they're like, well, what makes you happy then? We want to do good by you. And he was like, just cut me flat out. Okay. So they did.
Sure. I mean, that
It
makes
hasn't worked out for him,
it
so
makes
yeah.
sense. You know, sometimes it makes sense to do right by the player because you keep goodwill.
Yes.
And, you know, hey, listen, we're not looking to burn this bridge, but this is what it is.
Yeah.
Again, this is the business side of things, right?
Yeah.
You know, but listen, I had to address this because of all the fucking nonsense I've seen on Twitter, all the hate the Waddle trade is getting. I got people blowing me up like, dude, come on, like really? You're gonna spin this into like something positive? Like it's like you guys just traded for Calvin Johnson? I'm like,
I love fucking
no,
Mike.
listen. I'm like, if the Oakland Raiders had traded for Jalen Waddle, I would be nonplussed. If the let's say the Tennessee Titans had traded for Waddle, I wouldn't give two fucks. If he'd gone to the Jets, I wouldn't care.
Mm-hmm.
If he had gone to, I don't know, fucking name a shitty team, Cleveland, Cincinnati, whatever, like, I wouldn't have cared. Baltimore even, I probably wouldn't have cared.
Right.
But because he went to Denver, that needed a wide receiver, that he happens to fit the exact mold of what they needed. He's a team-first guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's a high-character guy, hard worker. Like, he is going to be a potential All-Pro in Denver.
He fits a ton of the bills, like a
But-
ton of the areas.
The plus that he gives Denver is worth more than the plus he would give any of those teams I just mentioned.
Fair.
He's, you know what I mean? Like he's going to move the needle in Denver. He's not going to move the needle in, say, I don't know, Arizona. You know, like, oh wow, they're going to have, you know, Marvin Harrison Jr. and Jalen Waddle. Like, who cares? Who's throwing in the ball?
Yeah.
We don't. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, and that's my point. Like, if he had gone to like the Chargers, I'd say like, oh, okay, that's a needle mover.
Right.
That's a needle mover. You know, Kansas City, that's a needle mover, assuming Patrick 10. Mahomes comes back healthy.
I think he comes back healthy. I think he's back week 1 already.
I would assume so, but you don't know. You just don't know. And how is he going to be?
Right.
You know, like we saw, it even took Brady a year to kind of get his legs back under him a little bit. So, and Brady was much less reliant upon his legs than Mahomes is.
Oh my God, yes.
So we might see a different type of Mahomes. And again, I just don't know that Chiefs offense is really anything to write home about at this point. I know they got Kenneth Walker, but I mean, really? Offensive line still
I thought
kind
they
of
were
a
gonna.
sieve.
I thought they were gonna do more, and Kenneth Walker was their big move, and I was like,
Not a fan of that.
adding a running back and expecting big results, and then giving Travis Kelce a 3-year deal. I was like, I didn't see that one.
Was it
coming
3?
either.
Was it really a 1-year deal disguised as a 3-year deal though?
It could
for
be a
cap
1 year.
purposes?
It could be a 1 year, $12 million deal.
Because I
but
think
then-
he's just going to retire after next year. I
but
think he
then-
said this is his last year, didn't he?
He didn't officially say it,
But
And-
he's
and
like, I'll
everyone-
come back for one more. Was what he said. Like,
Yeah, but then all of a sudden, like, if they're gonna push the money out over 3, why would you do that? Like, you
Yeah.
have a salary cap this year. Why would you want to
Right.
spread it out over 3 years unless he's actually coming back? And then I'm
I
totally
mean, maybe
confused.
it just makes more sense because if they cut him, he'll get the money anyway.
Well, you know what?
but it doesn't-
How close is he to the tight end records? Let me check that.
That's a good point. Because he's got to be close on a lot of them.
Because Tony Gonzalez, the other chief, is who he's chasing.
Right.
'Cause
I think
listen-
he's the only one he's chasing at this point.
Listen, I love Gronk, but I'm sorry, Kelsey has passed him. It's
Gronk was more dominant in his era, but
Mhm.
Kelsey's longevity and consistency, yeah, it's put him. I mean, numerically, he's higher. But I also look at that like I look at like LeBron and Jordan. Like, yeah, LeBron passed Jordan, but he's still not better than Jordan. You know, listen. I watched Rob Gronkowski play in his prime. There will never be another tight end as dominant,
fucking insane human being.
just doing what he does as there was Gronkowski.
All right, let's see.
That dude
Games,
was fucking crazy.
Travis Kelsey's never going to catch him on games, ever.
No.
Okay, maybe he's doing it for the yardage. Tony Gonzalez, total yardage of his career, 15,127 yards, 1,325 receptions.
1,300, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kelsey is at 1,080 receptions, 13,002 yards.
So he would need at least 2 more years to catch him, in
You-
my opinion. I mean,
Do you know who's
maybe
Do you know who's
3.
number one tight end? Do you know who's number one in touchdowns at all time?
Number 1 touchdowns for tight ends.
Mm-hmm.
Kellen Winslow?
Good guess. Kellen Winslow. Actually, he's pretty low.
Is he really? Yeah. You know what? That wasn't a very well. I figured the offense he played in, it might have been a surprise pick. Let me think. It's got to be. Is it Witten?
No, Witten would have been up there for me. My guess would have been Jimmy Graham because I remember back in the day.
I mean, Gronk would be the. I think that Gronk would be the obvious pick. Well, Gonzalez and Gronk would be the 2 obvious picks.
I went with Graham because I thought Graham would have been like because
He
at
didn't
one
play
point
lo- but he didn't play long enough.
I know,
though.
but Drew fucking pelted that dude.
Trust me, I
nonstop.
remember. Did you know he played basketball at Miami?
Speaking of basketball, the guy that's
Antonio
number one.
Gates.
It's
God
Antonio
damn it!
Gates.
I should have.
Speaking of
I know.
basketball,
Fuck off.
he's number one, 116.
Fuck. Right. It wasn't. I knew it wasn't. It's not by much either, is it?
No, Tony Gonzalez, 111.
11. Right. I knew it was only by a couple.
Man,
Yeah. Gates was an underrated player in this
he's
league.
a Hall of Famer though.
Oh, he is. But like, I feel like the fans don't ever talk about Antonio Gates the way they should.
No, they should though.
He might be one of the best route runners as a tight end I've ever seen either, too. Like, just the shit that guy did, those little stick routes. I remember him Like deleting DJ Williams' ankles one day.
Mm.
And I remember just being like, God damn it. Like,
But how is Jason Witten not a Hall of Famer? Jason Witten is like second most all time
because
in
because
receptions.
tight ends don't get into the Hall because they're not sexy. Wide receivers are sexy, running backs, quarterbacks, ends, corners.
Jason Witten right now is second all time in receptions for tight ends, second all time in yardage for tight ends, fourth all time in touchdowns for tight ends.
He'll get in eventually, but because he's second, and fourth in those categories and not first, there you go. And that's the way they'll look at it, and that's the way the voters will vote on it. And eventually it'll get close to like him being at the end of the ballot, like at the end of his time on the ballot.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll be like, we kind of got to get this guy in. And it'll borderline be like a sympathy vote.
Yeah, you're right.
Which is too bad because Witten, I feel like, should have been a shoe-in first ballot. Because at the time, when he retired, I'm pretty sure he was still second in all those categories. When he retired.
Damn.
I don't think he ever, because obviously Gonzalez was ahead of him. I mean, Tony was just ridiculous, dude. For how long he played and how well he played for as long as he did. I mean, people forget that dude like had a whole second career in Atlanta.
He did. And then his first wife went on to marry Jeff Bezos.
Really?
Yeah, that's his first wife.
No, the one that's currently married to Jeff Bezos?
Yeah.
No shit. Was he invited to the wedding?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Kind of awkward, but
I mean,
I
Tony
would.
Gonzalez.
I don't care if Tony Gonzalez was marrying my first ex-wife. If I got, Jeff Bezos was marrying my first ex-wife. I still kind of want to see what a Jeff Bezos wedding looks like.
I mean, she looks like a whole different person considering when Tony Gonzalez was with her.
I'm sure.
She looked beautiful and normal.
Now she's all plastic and
her face is like that stretched out like Skeletor look.
Yeah, that's a rough hit. I'll save my comments. I don't want to be superficial.
No.
I don't want to get labeled a misogynistic piglet. Probably too late for that.
Cares.
Whatever. Yeah, I mean, it's been a year and a half, a year and 3 months since Trump's been in office, and I still don't have my brood house that I was promised. You know, I thought we were going to get a Handmaid's Tale style, rape culture,
especially in Boston.
Yeah,
it took place in Boston.
Right. Funny thing, if actually the Handmaid's Tale was actually written to parallel Islam, but not neither here nor there.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
I've never watched it. My wife told me that it takes place in Boston, and
right.
one of the scenes took place at Fenway, and I was like, "Yo, in the future they're still playing baseball?" And she's like, "No." And I'm like, how the fuck does Fenway survive?
I mean, baseball has been around for a pretty long time.
No, I meant in this like post-apocalyptic, like no one can have children, and here comes Billy O'Toole out there, and I'm like, get the hell out of here.
And here comes Skippy Buckwheat. Boy, he can pound some hot dogs. Speaking of baseball, do you think you could do the 999 challenge?
What's the 999?
9 hot dogs, 9 beers, and 9 innings.
No. You know why?
Do you think you could do it when you were 21, 22?
No, because
I could have. I still think I could do it now.
The 9 beers when I was younger, probably, because I'm more of a drinker than an eater. 9 hot dogs would have been a problem.
I almost want to try it.
Because it's 9 hot dogs with a bun. And it's so filling so fast. Now beer fucks with me bad. I couldn't probably have like 2 beers before I'm like,
yeah, that's the other part, too.
I'm hurting. And I'm not even joking when I say 2 beers.
Is it 16-ounce beers, too, or is it 12-ounce?
No, they're 12. They're 12
12s?
cups.
All right. I'm going to try it this summer. 9 glizzies. 9 glizzies, 9 beers, 9 innings. Hopefully it's
100. It's still 108 ounces of beer.
But I feel like I could do that.
In 2.5 hours.
I know. The pitch clock kind of fucks you on that one.
2.5 hours on average.
So what's the math there? You got to do a beer every 10 minutes? 15 minutes?
Essentially, you're doing... So if it's 180, right? So 180 minutes divided by 9.
2. 20.
Yeah, so a beer a beer and a hot dog every 20 minutes.
I feel like by like the 5th or 6th one, I'd be like, all right, enough is enough.
After an hour, you're going to be like, I feel like shit.
Yeah. I'm not going to feel good the next day, but I feel like I could do it. I might have to try that. Opening day is what, Saturday? This weekend?
No, I thought it was Sunday. Isn't it Sunday?
Isn't it this weekend? Is there Saturday night baseball this weekend? Anyway, I know opening day is this week.
MLB opening day, you fucks. By the way, my favorite player is not making the Red Sox.
Who?
Peyton. Peyton. His last name is Peyton.
Oh, I have no
Pitcher. The pitcher with the mustache. He was like he was 40 years old and he was only 21.
Oh, yeah.
The lefty,
Yeah.
6'7".
Yeah. He'll be back. They'll send him down. He'll come up.
Oh fuck! It's tomorrow afternoon.
That's what I'm saying. It was this week. I knew it was this week. I knew it was coming up.
Yankees Giants tomorrow afternoon.
Yankees. We should do that. Let's do that for some content one of these days.
What, the food thing?
Yeah, the 999. Let's see if I can do it. I mean, I'm not betting that I can, but I'm gonna give it a go. I'm gonna give it the old college try. We'll do it one Saturday afternoon, where I have at least 3 days to recover.
Yes, I'll bring my son over. He could do pigs in a blanket instead of the actual hot dog.
Yeah, you can watch Uncle Joey be a glutton.
No, I'm saying I'll give him pigs in a blanket and apple juice or something like that. 9 cups of apple juice. He would just be like,
oh yeah, then he's diabetic by the end of it, and Sean's like, fuck, what have I done?
What was I thinking? I was like, whatever.
It's like, oh, come to find out, he's allergic to apples when he has a full gallon of apple juice for no reason. Why don't you just give him cider, you fucking asshole? Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
All right, we'll leave it there. Joey Fats Radio, row 1, seat 1. We're gonna take Tuesday off next week, I'm pretty sure. Sean's birthday is this weekend. My wife's birthday is on Tuesday.
We were born just mere hours apart.
Yep, mere hours.
48 hours apart.
So my wife, she's celebrating her second consecutive 39th. Mm-hmm. Sean's turning 40. So we'll be off next week, next Tuesday. We won't have a show, but we'll be back the following week to kick off April. We'll get into basketball, the playoffs, because the playoff regular season ends tax day, the 15th.
Yes,
is the end of the regular season.
Start the 17th or 16th that week?
Thursday or Friday.
Yes.
After it ends. So we'll definitely have a NBA playoff preview. We'll definitely get into some more NASCAR bets. We'll be doing a whole bunch of other shit too. We got plenty more to come up with. Don't forget Japanese Grand Prix F1 on Sunday morning.
Damn.
If you are like me, you will be awake. The bacon will be in the oven, and you will be watching the lights go out as the third race of the season commences. I am excited. Can't wait. Cadillac keeps doing okay. Just okay. But they're not double DNFing, so we're doing all right. But anyway, I'm excited for F1 season this year for really no reason other than it's different.
It's
but
awesome.
It's been not bad. So for Mr. Betancourt and Plizzy, who could not be here again tonight, he'll be back someday. I think.
Maybe.
I think he's coming back someday. But we will be back. We will be back in 2 weeks' time. We will be back. April 6th, 7th, whatever that Tuesday is.
6-7.
6-7. But make sure to give us a like and a follow on the Facebook page. That's where I put all my NASCAR picks up for the weekend, so you can check those out. For Plizzy and Mr. Betancourt, I am Joey Fats. This has been another episode of Row 1, Seat 1, live on the one, the only, the New Bedford Guide, and we will check y'all in 2 weeks. Peace out.
Adios.